took a little 30-minute break, but I'm back. And I'll just wait for you guys to get back in the chat. And we'll go ahead and introduce the next guest on this busy Easter evening. But you know, guys, I don't celebrate satanic holidays, so holidays are usually open for me to do my thing. Y'all go over there and worship the devil if you want, and enjoy your damn Easter eggs and your filthy Easter swine. You should be ashamed of yourself eating that pork. But just go ahead and jump in the chat when you guys get in. Let me see how many of you guys are in here. Jump in the chat and let me know if the audio is good, but I'm sure that it is. Let me see what's going on here. Okay. Okay, alright, so yeah, so alright, so far I've only got three people in here. How you looking on that iPad?
It's still, I don't know. It's still like, look, I have no idea, man. It's the same thing. And the charge works, it's like turn on my phone, so the charge is not a problem.
Man, I would show you guys, I would throw in some elevator music, but YouTube keep hitting me with these damn copyrights. I can't find any non-copyright music that I like. So what I'll do is, I'm gonna go through your IG in the meantime. Let me grab my other camera.
My IG?
Yeah. Go through your IG real quick.
Alright, y'all better see my cat in the background, that's great.
You getting ready to be a cat lady? I thought you had a boyfriend.
Man, you know, I have to remember that.
What?
No, these are my babies.
Yeah, okay, you practicing on being a cat lady.
Listen, I used to be a dog person, then I got one cat.
Dog
And
person.
I got two, but I want a dog, so.
Well, yeah, I mean, dogs are the shit. You don't know what you're missing.
I want a Doberman.
Really?
Yeah.
One of the miniature ones or just regular size big boy?
The big one.
Okay.
Yeah. My big guard dog.
Bet. Yeah, this motherfuckers invited me to the damn mansion party, but they like, yo, that list is tight. I was like, you want me to bring some girls? And they was like, and I asked my boy, I'm like, yo, if you want, you know, I could bring hella girls. He was like, nah, my girl just got it a tight list, invite only. I'm like, damn, you're having a mansion party with the extra tight exclusive list. I'm like, all right. Hey, fair enough. I don't care because, you know, I'm invited, so whatever.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, it's just, you know, I wanted to roll up with a little mini entourage, so I could look like Hugh Hefner hopping out, but whatever. Whatever. You know.
It is what it is.
Yeah, his girl, you know what it is? His girl don't want no
Other
bad,
girls.
right, she don't want no bad bitches there that she don't know.
Yeah.
But this, trust me, there's gonna be hella girls there, I already know, because his girl knows hella girls, but I see what she's doing. You know, it just sucks for his boys because they're gonna have limited selection, you know, as far as
What they can have.
well, you know, who wants to be policed, you know. But, you know, chicks be trying to control their dude in any way they can, indirectly or directly, so you know how that shit goes. Alright, so let's see. Yeah, I could pull your IG up right here real quick and we check it out. And so yeah, guys, Fit with Laura. So Tampa, Florida based personal trainer, so you might could get some useful tips over there. Let me see. Yeah, you were just here, matter of fact, Miami, you were just at Ultra.
Yeah, it was.
I
Just missed each other.
I'm feeling the Ultra outfit. I was there, I just didn't see you.
Yeah. Did you go out and do your videos?
Yeah, I did, man. I was like interviewing some girls. I was in Ultra, but it was just way too loud to try to like interview anybody in there. And then I didn't really want to stay long because I'm not into that shit.
Yeah.
And yeah, I feel like it's way too sinful. That shit is devil worship also. So I was like, yo, let me get out of here, bro. I don't like these vibes.
I was there for I was working with a brand. That's why I was there.
Yeah, I know you were doing your work thing, but I just was like, let me get in and out. Yeah, how are you doing these camera shifts on this video? I like this. I like how you doing the camera changes, the angle changes. How you doing that? What app is that?
Which video?
Doing back day. Well, no, there's a lot of different things going on. You're doing a whole bunch of stuff here. Back, shoulders, you got a whole bunch of stuff going on. But I like how the camera's switching angles though.
I'm trying to figure out what video you're talking about.
Arm and green shorts. Looks like it's mostly back day though.
Green shorts, black sports bra?
There you go.
Yeah. I'm looking at it now.
Yeah, but how did you switching angles like that?
I use the app Video Shop, and you can like change the angles, the like zoom in, zoom out.
Hold on, I got Video Shop. What the fuck? That must be an upgrade. They must have added that.
You gotta pay for it.
Oh, okay. So I gotta stop being cheap. All right. I don't even use that shit anymore. But yeah, well, my editor guy is gonna come on pretty soon, man. I'm just trying to work it out so that it's, you know, I want him to be in the same city, but right now he's in Colorado. But I mean, he's eager to do all the editing for the channel, so.
I'd love if I had someone to edit myself, because editing takes a long time.
Yeah, but that's his thing though. I mean, I known him for years. That's why, like, all the people that was offering, I'm like, I'm gonna fall back. I'm gonna fall back because, you know.
I'm good.
Nah, it's just like, you know, I want to fuck with someone that I have a previous relationship with. So he didn't have the time for like the first year, but now he's like got the time. He's wide open. He wants to dedicate to it. So I'm like, all right, now let's do it. Yeah, the guys are like, yeah, she's half French, half Jamaican. I'm like, yeah, that's a good mix right there. It's a good mix. All right, well, we're getting there. We got like almost 25 people in here, so we're getting there. I know these
My
guys.
iPad is still dead.
Oh, your iPad is still dead?
Yeah, I honestly, I don't know. Maybe it's just the iPad. It's just gone for it. It's lost.
That's what I'm thinking. That don't sound right. That shit should have been came on.
Yo, for real.
Yeah, that's strange. You might have to take that bitch to
It's
Apple.
been dead for like a year.
You might have to take that bitch to Apple. I mean, it could just be that it's been on for so long, but I've never experienced that. Usually them bitches come on in 5 minutes.
Yeah, even if it's like old, it'll still come on. It's new. I've literally never used it.
You spoiled ass. Look at you. Somebody in another country right now is like, I wish I had an iPad.
That is true.
I wish I had an iPad to not use.
I bought it myself, so.
Yeah, well, for what? What'd you buy it for if you didn't even use it?
Honestly, it was for editing and all that, but then I found that on the iPad you can only do so much, and I don't like not being able to like, I don't know, maneuver with the mouse, like the whole touching aspect. I don't know. I'm not really a fan of.
Well, there are a couple of apps that are actually pretty good now. They just, like you said, you got to pay for them. The what is it? Rush, Adobe. There's some couple of good ones.
Adobe, yeah, I used to use Adobe.
Right, they're not as good as they
Get
are.
silent, little nigga. Fuck it, I slapped him, thought I was laughing. He see I won't laughing. Bitch, it ain't fucking Rapunzel. Fucking the right, you ain't pulling up. Bitch, you impressed. Trying to keep up with this shit, but it's levels of diamonds and Dior all over this.
No, of course. From the source. Hold on, let me see something. The audio is already okay. The audio is automatically doing its thing. I thought I had the audio off on your Instagram. All right, good. So these guys got some copyright music. So now YouTube's gonna hit me.
I done did a lot of things and my never get
Great.
turn to cut the food. Give me the juice. How about the coupe? For the love of the city. For the city.
No. They demonetized it now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's what you hear it. Let's not open up the door.
As long as it doesn't go viral, it won't be like, you know.
Make a
crazy.
toast,
Video
'cause
go
we
viral,
still-
you're gonna cry, but
Like I lost all that money. Damn.
100,000 views. Oh my god, I would have got paid. God damn it. Oh my god. All right, let's get cracking now. Let's see what's going on.
You're looking
Yeah, I know, right? We scrolled down too far. All right.
Let's not go too far.
I know, right? All right. I'm gonna pull you in here in a second, and we can get cracking.
We are not being able to like see the both of us.
Well, get your dusty ass iPad to work.
Listen, I can't do nothing about it at this point.
Get your dusty ass iPad. Okay. All right, guys. So we got Fit with Laura in the house. So let me go ahead and bring you in. What's going on with you? How you been?
I'm good, you?
I mean, I can't complain. So I haven't seen you in a while, but you've been on the channel before. You've graced the channel a couple of times. So tell us what's been going on with you since then.
That was like how long ago? That was like a month ago now? 2 months ago?
Nah, it had to be longer than that. I think it was like 3 months ago.
You think? I mean, nothing's really changed. Kind of same old thing. Work, on the grind, working out. But like you saw earlier, going through my Instagram, I went to school in Miami. And that's honestly about it. Hasn't been really much besides working.
Oh, wait, you're going to school too?
No.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, what the heck?
I don't have enough time for all that. I do so much. No.
Okay. Well, how's business though? How's the fitness business going? I know you're doing a ton of training.
I am. It's good. It's a lot of work, a lot of hours, but it's good. I like it because the people that I work with, the clients that I have, they're dope. I work with only women. They're all moms, and they're like, they're some beasts.
Wait,
They're
you said
savage.
hold on, time out. You said they're only moms? Like, do you have is there
They're
a
all
reason why you
moms.
only train moms?
No. They're just like, no, obviously not like I'll train other people, duh. But like they're moms and like they're dope. Like they're like, they want to get their shit together.
Oh, okay. Well, no, I mean, it just seems like a coincidence if they're all moms, unless you're telling me.
It is a coincidence that they're all moms, yes.
Oh, okay. It just sounded like that was in your marketing somewhere. You were like.
Yeah, I only train moms, guys. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
Not a mom, I don't want it.
Okay. All right. So I know last time you had the boyfriend. So you're still dating the same guy, or what's going on with that?
Yeah, I'm still dating the same guy, the trainer.
Oh, I didn't know he was a trainer also.
Yeah, he's a personal trainer.
Oh, so like, you guys trying to open up your own gym or what? What's going on?
Haven't talked about that. I would love to open my own gym.
What you mean you haven't
it's
talked
turning
about
on.
that?
It just turned on, Andy.
Huh?
It just turned on.
Oh, yeah. So what the heck you mean you haven't talked about that? If you're both trainers, like, you're not trying to somehow, enterprise that? Like.
No, yes, for sure. So we have
Or is that a
talked about it.
coincidence too?
No, it's not. It's not a coincidence. Obviously, we're both trainers, yes. But we haven't talked about it, like, when we first had met. But, like, since then, we haven't. But, I mean, it's something that we definitely would do, like, if,
Wait,
like,
your
the
screen
time
went
was
out.
right.
Wait, your screen went out. You went. Okay, there you go. Never mind. You went black for a minute.
I'm back.
I thought you were doing the whole Black Lives Matters thing. I was like, listen, not now.
I am for that, yes.
Not now. Oh shit.
No, we have talked about it, but, when the cards are right, when the time is right, when, life is in order. That's a commitment too,
Well, the thing with that is like now you can't break up. now
There
you
is
can't
that.
break up because you got part ownership of a business and shit. It's like, you break up. Whose business is it? Although some people break up and they still continue to
They
be
work
business
together and all
partners.
that.
Yeah, well, not necessarily work together, but they still,
Yeah.
run their business, run their location or whatever. So.
Yeah, unfortunately, I would not be able to do that, which is one of the reasons where, I, was always scared doing a YouTube channel with somebody or even, an Instagram because what if something happens?
Yeah, and it's just weird because those channels tend to do really, really well, but then those people kind of end up breaking up, and then it's always it destroys their whole fan base or whatever because they're like, nah, we followed you when you were a couple. We're not interested in what you have to say as individuals. Why does your screen keep jumping in and out?
I have no idea.
I mean, I'm handsome enough to do it on my own, but I'm just saying though, I don't have any French in me, so I'm sure they tuned in for the mixture. For the French. Your mom is the French one, right?
Yeah, my mom is the French one, my dad's Jamaican.
Why is the black guy always why is the father always the black one? What's going on with that?
Listen, you'll have to ask him that question. I don't know. It's just a coincidence, I guess.
No, I mean, no, I think that says something right there. You know, I think that says something for all those divestors, for all those.
What do you mean?
Oh, you haven't heard of the divestment movement yet in the black community? You don't
No.
know, you don't know what divestment is?
No.
Nah, you're not dark enough to know. That's what it is.
Wow.
No, I'm serious. Serious. Because you know why I say that? Because
Why?
I'm sure they exist, but I'm yet to see light-skinned women talking about divestment. I'm yet to see light-skinned women like, I'm not dating black men anymore, I'm only dating non-black men. I haven't seen any light-skinned women saying that. So I don't know. Do I need to Google that? But it doesn't seem like it's a thing. But anyhow, divestment is just black women that have decided that they no longer want to date in the black community. They've abandoned us. They've abandoned the black community. So that's what it is.
I'll definitely have to learn up on it because I definitely have not heard about it until this very moment.
Where the heck have you been? It's like gaining all this traction on social media. Just put in hashtag divestment and you're going to see nothing but black women showing off non-black guys acting like it's making black men jealous or something. Like black men are like, oh my God, they're taking all our women. It's definitely not the
I don't have the
response.
time for that. I have to find time in my day to be able to go out of my way to look something up like that.
Really? Hold on, let me see something. Just for shits and giggles, let me pull back out the HDMI real quick and let me see if I can find some examples of divesting women. Let me just put the hashtag on real quick.
So we're about to have a learning class.
The learning.
We're learning things tonight, guys.
Let me see. Let me see. Okay, I don't know if I should look for it on Instagram or should I look for it on YouTube.
Probably Instagram. You'll have more, like at least the hashtags will be more.
Well,
on there.
now you can do hashtags on YouTube also now. So
See, the fact that I didn't know that says a lot.
wait a minute, what's going on here? Did I spell something wrong? I put in divestment and only white people came up. Wait, what the fuck? Hold on. Wait, hold on, son. Hold on.
Wow,
wait
look
a
at you.
minute. No, because now this is like a Mandela effect. They're gonna be like, this doesn't even exist. No.
He's been lying, guys.
No. They know what it is. Trust me, they know what it is. The subs, the viewers, they know exactly what I'm talking about. It's a thing now, man. Okay, there it is. Divested black women. Maybe I phrased it wrong. Okay, maybe I phrased it wrong. The problem is, why is my shit going sideways? Hold on, let me see something here. Let me first turn off the audio because I don't want no more copyright claims. So let me first turn that off. The problem is, hold on. I don't know why this isn't pulling up. Give me 1 second, guys. I have no idea why it's not. Oh, it is up. Sorry, I thought it wasn't up. So yeah, are you looking on YouTube right now? Are you monitoring?
I see it.
Okay, I don't know why it went off. What the fuck is going on? Yeah. So anyhow, what I was gonna say is, yeah. So, well, you know what's funny? It looks like they haven't really been posting too many videos lately because all these videos are old as shit. A year ago, 6 months ago. What happened? They're not.
They knew you were gonna look it up, and they're like, "No, let me screw him."
Yeah, I don't know why they're not. I don't know why they're not showing it, but I don't even want to look at it from there because. And then also, the problem is right now the YouTube is trying to do some type of screen sharing type shit. I don't know what that's about. Yeah, it's doing some type of screen sharing, so I don't know what the fuck that's about. Instead of just showing what's on my. Okay, hold on. Okay, here it is. All right, so yeah, let's check it out from here, and you see what I'm talking about. So yeah, like it's a thing now. Indeed, the interests of the oppressors lie in changing the consciousness of the oppressed, not the situation which oppresses them. For the more the oppressed can be led to adapt to the situation, the more easily they can be dominated. All right, I'm not sure how that correlates to divested women. I don't know, man. None of this makes sense to me. But anyhow, you see a lot of this going on right now. Like a lot of black women like marrying non-black men and then like showing it off as to say, I don't know what they're trying to say.
Possible.
Yeah, like I'm not sure like what the message is supposed to be.
They almost make it seem to be like a trend.
Well, this is interesting right here. This shit says date who you want, but shut the fuck up about it, black women. Oh my god.
They're ruthless.
No, I'm just saying though. She makes a good point. It's like, yeah, if you want to marry a white dude, cool, but shut the fuck up. Oh my god. But anyway, so let's get back over to here. So I wanted to actually look at the comments from when you were on because I know there was like a lot of comments in there. And I want to give you an opportunity to address them. So can you find that video so that you can basically respond to the comments? That way you can read them and you can respond to them.
Yes. If this doesn't die and it works, then yes. Let's see. We're having iPad technical difficulties over here.
Yeah, do you need me to tell you the title of the video so you can find it easier?
If you want, yeah. I'm just gonna keep scrolling until like I saw it.
Oh yeah, you could do that. It's way down though, man, because I put out, like a couple of videos per day. So
Jeez Louise.
yeah, like one every 12 hours is usually the intervals. So you might
One every 12 hours, that's a lot of content to film and create.
Isn't it though?
That's a lot.
Isn't it though? Yeah, man, these guys they don't even know. They don't even know. But hey, I tell you this much: if I die, there'll be plenty of
Content out there.
yeah, there'll be plenty of jewels that they could go back and be like, damn, I just got it. Like I just realized how valuable this is. Like, yeah, this video's a year old, but now I get it. See what he was saying.
All right, I'm on it. I got the comments.
You found it? The one that we were working out, or just the one when we were talking by the pool? Which one?
Talking by the pool.
Okay, because I think they were talking about your booty in the workout one. But all right, go ahead. That one's fine.
The iPad just died.
No way.
It did. And it's still plugged in. I don't know, man.
Yo, that shit is dusty.
Now you'll have to be the person who reads them out and then I'll answer.
Well, now I gotta fucking find the motherfucker. But you know what I realized? I was thinking that it came before. It's actually, yeah, I was looking at the one we were working out. Just realized that I think I posted that one after the fact. So I found
You
it
did.
now. Yeah, I found it now. So let me check out the comments. I guess I'll read them to you then.
Yep, and just interview me.
Okay. Okay, this isn't about you. This is about me. This is about me. Okay, Laura is a great guest. Mad props. Okay, well, yeah.
Thank you.
And then she's cool. All right, so hold on. No questions here yet. Hold on. Okay, hold on. This was actually a very valuable video. Never actually watched your content. Just, okay. That's not really a question either. Okay. Damn, this girl is great. We need to study this one in the lab. Well, I'm looking for some contentious comments so that you can fire back, but I don't remember if...
I honestly looked back at that video and I didn't see any comments that were like, that I had to like snap back on.
Well, hold on. Bro, what people say in video is just to make themselves sound good majority of the time. It's always what they do, but we don't know. More girls say, I want funny man. Well, he means men. But deal breaker is if man is not rich or muscular, but they don't mention that, otherwise they sound superficial. See, I always find these comments kind of interesting when you're like actually talking about a specific girl, because this is when these guys make fools out of themselves and then they just become a fucking embarrassment to me and the entire community. So it's like David W said this, but then it's like, in my opinion, your boyfriend's not that muscular, and last time I checked, he's not rich, right? You see what I'm trying to say? So
money has. It depends the woman. That's it. It honestly depends the woman. Like, there's women out there that they want the muscles, they want the money, they want you to have a car, a house, blah blah. But it depends the woman that you are, and also depends personally how you were raised will like have a big effect on those things and what you're looking for and what you're okay with putting up with. So like me personally, I'm not looking for you to have, 6 figures in your bank account when I first meet you. I understand there's things in life that'll like backtrack us, and there's like, there's stops and things will happen, and it's not perfect. Like, I would hate for someone to judge me as a woman because I don't have X, Y, and Z, but that's just life. Things happen. You can't like depict how everything's gonna go. Like, yeah, it would be nice, but that's not the reality. Not a lot of people's reality. Like, that's hoping for a lot. That's hoping for a lot.
Yeah, I don't know why these guys keep bringing up you being on Fresh and Fit. It's like, smart guy. How do you think she got to Fresh and Fit? Like, that's just really irritating. Like I brought you on Fresh and Fit. Like,
yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
INDA did recruit me to go on Fresh and Fit.
That's what I'm saying. Like these guys keep bringing it up as to say what? She's like, I don't know. It's really irritating.
But guess what? Have you been on Fresh and Fit since then?
Well, you should be on it, damn it. That platform is huge. You need to get on there and, well, I guess women with babies don't watch that channel. Single mothers are the last people that gotta watch that channel, but, if it's good for business, I recommend any and everybody go on that platform. Like, guys are like... The
thing is that it's good for business, but unfortunately, a lot of, at least the content that they make now that I've seen, I wouldn't want to be a part of.
Well, I heard it's supposed to be getting better. Like, I wouldn't have the time to watch it. I don't have time to watch other content creators in general that I actually want to watch. So I damn sure wouldn't have the time to watch that. I just take people's word for it when they say that they're, supposedly treating the women better or whatever.
See, I would hope so, because a month ago, 2 months ago, it was not good. Honestly, from the last time that I had gone, I feel like it went downhill, and seeing what they would post and like degrading women in other ways that like they were already doing, sure, whatever, but it got to an extent where I was like, you don't want to be part of that, and like be a woman on that show and be like, yes, bro, I'm okay with this.
Trust me, I know. I was talking to some associates today at a sneaker shop. I'm about to start working with a sneaker shop with some affiliate work, and I've known them, so like I said, I'm more comfortable working with people that I already have previous relationships with. So we were discussing doing some collaborations, because they were trying to do a podcast for a period of time. They did only 4 episodes. I said, well, shit, let's talk about how we can revive it and how we can do it bigger and better. And then, they want to give me sneakers and stuff, and I'm like, well, I used to be a sneakerhead. Don't make me relapse. So they want to start doing some sponsorship for the channel. So we're trying to figure it out how it's going to work business-wise, and I want to do some affiliates. So I want my first sponsorships and my first affiliates to be people that I already personally knew, because I just feel like it's more authentic for my fan base. It's like I'm not just selling shit to make money. I'm dealing with people that I know, these business owners.
You've met.
Right, and I have a genuine interest in their products or their services. And there was like these 2 really beautiful fit girls in there, and I was trying to they would have been perfect for some of the projects I want to do with these guys. And I'm like, these women are actually genuinely into sneakers. They fuck with sneakers. They collect sneakers. So I'm trying to set up an interview with some girls that are actually into the sneaker culture. They know what they're talking about. They're not just pretty faces. And both of them were like, absolutely not. We're not doing any podcast or anything like that, or whatever. And I'm like, it's like, yo, I get this all the time, because when you reach out to women now about coming on a podcast, the only image that they have is these dudes. And to make it even worse, women don't actually watch fucking male content. They don't actually watch Kevin Samuels. They don't actually watch Fresh and Fit. They just see that 1-minute soundbite, which is always going to be the most inflammatory 60 seconds that you can fit in the fucking reel, because they're trying to drum up the controversy and get attention to their shit. So unfortunately, that's the perception that women have of men with podcasts interviewing women in general. And for me, it's like doubly fucked up because not only is it an issue because of what I'm doing, but it's also a personal issue because I'm the one that got them doing it in the first place. So it's like, this is what you took with my shit, and now you fucking polluted it so bad that nobody can really get women to come on. Not even me, the motherfucker that brought the concept into the manosphere in the first fucking place. And it's like women don't even want to, like, it's really difficult because this is just how women's minds are set up. Their brain is set up to protect themselves at all cost. So once they think something, once they think something is of a danger to them or a threat to them or whatever, they don't want to hear anything. They just want to stay the fuck away from it. I just want to avoid it completely. I dated a basketball player. He broke my heart. I'll never date a basketball player again. It's like, Jesus Christ.
Literally.
It's like, Jesus Christ, brother. That was one dude that played basketball. And I keep
they're all the same. We all think they're the same.
Right. I keep trying to explain to women, you do realize that's just one fucking podcast. That's it. But the problem is the most popular guys incorporating women into their shows are the ones that are offending the women the most. So, like for example, when you say, hey, you want to come on my podcast, they don't think of the roommates. They don't think of Athese. They don't think of, you know what I'm saying? They don't think of that interaction. They think of Kevin Samuels or Fresh and Fit. And it's like, fuck. So the way they see it, either young guys are being assholes to them on the podcast, or an old guy, because a lot of these women consider Kevin Samuels old. If a girl's 25, she thinks Kevin Samuels at 54 is old. So in their mind, everybody in between is going to be this misogynistic, toxic asshole that's trying to embarrass them or whatever. And then also what it does to the men is you get comments like this. Okay, bruh, what people say in videos is just make themselves sound good majority of the time. It's always what they do. Now, this fucking comment implodes on itself because the whole point of me interviewing females, especially one-on-one, is to get to know them, get to know their situation. So if I'm interviewing you, it's not even about what you're saying, it's about what you're telling us about what you're doing. You see what I'm trying to say? So he said that in theory, like we're talking about you from a distance. When we're talking to you, you're telling us you're in a relationship with this guy for X amount of time, and he's neither rich nor muscular. So you're bringing this preconceived notion in here that you got from where? The manosphere? Because what he's saying doesn't even fucking make sense in observable reality, because rich men are the small majority of men, and muscular men are also a small majority of men. So what are you saying? That they only either date muscular men or rich men, or they only date men that are both muscular and rich? Either way, it's fucking garbage what you're saying, because you see guys all the time with girlfriends and wives and baby mamas that are neither rich nor muscular. So your statement just sounds like inaccurate on every level. All it comes off as is this butthurt cope for why you can't get a chick.
You can't, exactly. I was just about to say that. It's like something happened to him where it's like a woman wanted this, and he gave her basically like, oh, I can give you this like a little fantasy, and he couldn't give that, and then he got hurt.
So what happens when you have rich guys that women don't like? And I hate to bring these guys up again, but both of these guys are making really good money, yet neither one of them can find a chick that genuinely likes them. So what's going on here? And then I bodybuild for years and seen plenty of muscular guys who have trouble getting or keeping a girlfriend. So you're saying it as if it guarantees the girl, huh?
But it's different because here's the thing: is that since those guys are also well known, these women want to like pretend to like them and have this attraction towards them for other things that are definitely not them.
But I don't even see that though. To be honest with you, I was there, and girls don't, regardless of how much clout they acquire, girls really do not like them. And then this is what they'll blame it on. This is what they'll say. Because if the subs say something, then they try to play it off as, oh, well, you know, women can't handle the truth, and it's because of the truth bombs that we drop on the show that women don't want to be with us. That's a lie. But because long before the podcast was successful, women didn't want you then either. See what I'm trying to say? So the point I'm trying to make is that money does not give you a guarantee with women. Money gives you a guarantee with gold diggers and prostitutes. That's what money does. You're guaranteed to be able to sleep with those women. But money can't buy any woman's love or affection. That is a fact. It's not going to work.
Money does nothing. But you know what's funny? That you're bringing up the guys like Fresh and Fit, and like how like they think, I'm sorry, my cat is behind me. And they think that like they're all that just because of the honesty of their page, you know? I had Fit the first time I ever went on the podcast. I had made it very clear that I had a boyfriend, okay? And at the end, he goes, "Can I have your number?" And I'm like, "I have a man." And he snatches my phone and starts putting his number. He's like, you're gonna want it one day. I'm like, okay.
You're like the umpteenth girl to tell me that. The Russian chick that I interviewed told me the same shit. Like all these chicks tell me the same thing, and it's hilarious to me because this is the guy that guys are getting their dating advice from. So I'm just like.
And you know what's even worse, Andy, is the fact that when I was leaving, I got in my car. I remember this so vividly. I got in my car and I'm like, why? Even if, like, God forbid I was interested, you know, I was like, why would I want to talk to a guy like you that has these views on women and these ways of living with the women, you know what I'm saying? And then, I don't know if this is too much to overshare, but you know what, fuck it. He goes and he tells me, he's like, honestly, like, that's all talk. Like, that's not what I truly believe.
Well, it's far worse than that. Like it's the talk that he can get away with on YouTube. Yeah. It's far worse than that, what he really thinks and what he really feels. But more importantly, I would like to point out the manhood part of it, because that's what my channel is about. It's not a gossip channel. It's not a tea channel. It's not a hate channel. So I'm always gonna, invest in the truth, and I'm gonna try to use the truth to make shit a teachable moment. Wait, hold on. I think I'm having internet issues here. Hold on.
We're holding.
Because I have you good here, but I feel like... Interesting. I feel like something's been compromised. Well, the live stream seems fine. It's just an issue with my camera, which is weird because that should be the one thing that doesn't have no issue is my... Oh, I see what happened. My camera is off. But why is my camera... Hold on, let me see something. That is strange. Because this bitch is plugged in, so...
We're having technical difficulties, guys. Just, bear with us.
No, you're good. Well, now your thing just went out. But your phone been doing that. All right, hold on. Let me try something else, because I don't know why my plug isn't working. That's just weird. Because, the fucking camera was plugged in. So that's like the one circumstance when the battery's not supposed to die. But that's fine because I also have a battery. So I'll just throw the battery in this motherfucker and we'll rock and roll like that. Yeah, so okay, that's your... What the fuck just happened here? I wonder if the camera's overheating or something. It's just so strange. It's never happened. Anyway... yeah, but the beautiful thing is I have another camera also, even if that was the case. So what I'm saying is that the situation with that is what I'm looking at, because you're looking at it from a female perspective of like, obviously you couldn't really be interested in me or have any respect for me, any humility, if that's the way you feel about women. The way I'm looking at it from a manosphere perspective, and I'm sure a lot of these young guys aren't looking at it that way because they are raised in a real punk-ass generation, which isn't their fault, but it's a punk-ass generation. The way I'm looking at it as, if she told you she had a boyfriend, why the fuck are you disrespecting her man? Like, you don't need to know this guy to have respect for another man. The same way women are gonna have some type of like in-group preference, and they're gonna feel the need to defend each other even if they don't know each other. The thing is, as men, we have to have certain parameters, boundaries, and code of conduct. That nigga's off code. If a girl tells you, I have a boyfriend, or I'm married, either way, have some respect for your fellow man, because if you were that man, you wouldn't want a dude going above and beyond to try to do something disrespectful or dishonest behind your back. It doesn't matter about her at that point. If she says she has a man, if she's not actively coming on to you, then you can't blame it on her. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? The same way I tell dudes, if you're dealing with a single mother and she says, hey, come over, and you're like, well, don't you have the kids? And she's like, yeah, but don't worry about it. They'll be sleeping at that time. Bro, at this point, it's on you. If you still go over there, it's not about her being a piece of shit mother that will have sex with a stranger or bring another man around her kids. It's about the quality of the man that would do that.
Do that, yeah.
Because if you had kids with a woman and she just acting out of pocket and there's nothing you can do about it because the government or whatever, you can't just go over and take your kids, would you like for another man to go over there and be laying pipe to the mother of your children?
Yeah, no.
So this is what I'm trying to say, man. Like we have so many internal issues that we need to work on as men. The last thing I want to hear or see dudes doing is pointing the finger at women. Because I do not believe men and women are equal. I do not think women are strong as men. I do not think women are as logical as men. I do not think women that can lead men. I don't even think women can lead themselves. Okay? And with that being said, it's not a hate woman thing. It's a men need to stay in these roles. We're designed to be in those roles. So if we're fucking up, then how can we expect women to somehow magically do better?
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So if men don't respect the relationship of boyfriend and girlfriend, then how do we expect women to respect it? Because this
that's the thing also.
Right, because it's the same dude that's going to sit here and say women are the problem, women are unfaithful, and women ain't shit because they will upgrade on their dude, leave him for a higher status guy or whatever. But yet, here you are trying to be that higher status dude. Here you are trying to lean on a chick under the pretense of I'm better than your man.
Yeah.
Therefore,
and that's the thing is that...
Right, therefore, you should cheat on him or leave
exactly.
him. And here's the crazy part. We know damn well he wasn't going to commit to you. So you're over here,
100%.
Right? So you're over here encouraging her to cheat on her dude who's committed to her, so that you could do what? Have casual sex with her and then move on?
Exactly.
So
it's like at the same time, it's like you had just said, telling us that we are the problem. But one, if I made it clear during the podcast and after the podcast on several occasions that I am taken, I am cuffed, I am happy, I'm not interested. Why are you going out of your way again and again to do that when I've made it loud and clear? You are almost trying to gear my mind into thinking, okay, maybe this is potential, and you have better for me because of that higher status that he has or whatnot that my man doesn't have. He thinks that's going to get him somewhere, but that's honestly not the reality. A lot of men believe that a status as a man has is going to get a woman more interested, which for some women it might. The money, the cars and all that, it might drive them. But at the end of the day, if you're like a wholesome woman, those things are not going to matter. Like, it's not what's going to make you be with somebody, and it's not going to make you want to love them any less or any more because of what they have or do not have.
Well, see, the thing is, that becomes problematic for me now. Because suppose you actually are the type of woman that's going to tell her man that, right? I've dated plenty of women that they're going to come and tell me when guys do shit like that. Now, some women won't tell me simply because they know I'll go punch him in his face. You see what I'm saying? There's a lot of women that won't tell me because they're like, I already know I am there. He's going to pick that guy up and he's going to drop him on his face, right? They know it because they've probably seen it already and they're like, ugh, we don't want a repeat of that. Right? Because I don't want to have to show up with the bond money or whatever, right? Now, from a businessman perspective, that becomes problematic for me now, because if you went home and told your boyfriend that, now when I reach out to you and say, hey, Laura, I'd love to have you on the podcast, the boyfriend says, oh, hell no. Yep. Oh, hell no. You niggas ain't got no respect. You try to hit on my girl.
Yep.
You see what I'm trying to say? So,
yep.
we have an issue, and I've met your boyfriend. I met him under that pretense, like, I have no problem presenting myself, presenting my intentions, and this is what
I wanted you guys to meet.
Right, like I just want to do an interview. All respect in the world. I understand the situation or whatever. You'll have nothing to worry about. So as men, we have to understand that we represent each other. It's the same thing with black men, especially. I was always aware of that. At a certain point in time, like maybe towards the end of high school, I started realizing that I can't be upset at the way society treats me or views me because it's my own brethren that perpetrate these stereotypes. So if people see me and they feel a certain way and they prejudge me, it's not their fault when to them I look just like every other nigga my age. Mm-hmm. How are they gonna be able to tell us apart?
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, of course.
And there would be times when I would be somewhere minding my business, and it'd be like this older white man, and he'd be just like giving me the most dirtiest looks, the most angriest looks. And I couldn't understand why. I'm like, why do I keep experiencing this? And then it dawned on me, bruh, you's a handsome ass nigga. You most likely remind him of the dude that was putting dick to his wife. You probably remind him of the dude that's dating his daughter.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? And that's why he has so much animosity for you, and he never met you a day in his life, because you are the same as the dude, right? The dude that's sleeping with the white women in his family or whatever the case may be. And unfortunately, we represent each other in our own visual, description or demographic or whatever. So whether I like it or not, Fresh and Fit represent me. Whether they like it or not, if I become popular, I represent them.
Yeah.
Right? So that's why I'm always getting on guys in the comments. They act like I'm emotional or I'm sensitive. It's like, no, you don't realize that what you put in the comments, when I send this video to a girl, when I send her this link and say, hey, I'd like you to come on and do an interview with me via StreamYard like Laura did, they look at the comments and they say, this is how these guys are.
Yeah.
This is how these men are. This is what this channel is.
100%.
They're not differentiating. They're not saying, oh, that's just 2% of the viewers. No, they're saying this is all of us.
Yeah.
So when you get in the comments, guys, whatever you say, you represent all of us. Okay?
Yeah, be conscious of what you put out there, because 90% of the time that, even before, when you sent me the video of you and the other girl doing the interview, I went to the comments. The first thing we want to see is how we're going to be perceived and how we're going to be spoken about.
Sorry.
Hinder our image, and that we're just going to get bashed on because there's no benefit, and we don't want to, be, promote that. We don't want to promote that. We're still women. We still want respect. We still want to be spoken highly about. We understand that there's differences with the men and the women and the standards and who has the role and what role and whatever. That's, yes, okay, cool, understandable. But when it comes to certain things, there's certain things we will not be okay with, and which is normal. Just like men will not be okay with certain things. I'm sure if I spoke down on certain men, they'd be like,
I was just about to get to that. It's the same thing with the women. I try to tell women that all the time. They're complaining about, online dating sucks. All these guys are feel entitled to sex. All these guys want to hook up the first night. I'm like, hold on. Guys are not the arbiter of sex. Guys have nothing to do with determining when, where, and how sex is had.
That's all us.
That's all up to women. So if guys feel that way on Tinder, that's because that's how your sisters, your sistren, that's how them getting down on Tinder. So guys expect what they've experienced. They're like, well, shit. And listen, hold on. Let me tell you, okay? Because I got on Tinder like when Tinder first came out, right? Let me tell you something about this shit, right? This is how real what I just said is, okay? How men perceive women in dating, whether it's in person, dating apps, whatever the fuck, met her online, met her in the gym, met her in church, whatever. We perceive it based on what other guys are getting from that and what we've gotten from it. I remember when Tinder first came out, I jumped on it like, okay, somebody told me, make a profile, bro, so where the bitches at? I'm like, okay, cool, right? This was shortly after I got divorced. When I got divorced, my mind was all over the place with women. You gotta understand, it's very traumatic for a guy to get divorced. It doesn't matter what the situation is. She can take none of your money. You could pay no alimony. There was no children. It's still very traumatic because it is such a drastic, change of settings.
Yeah.
Right. You go from being a husband, coming home every day to your wife, to just, what the fuck? Now I'm single again. I don't even know if this is good, bad. What do I do with myself? Yeah. What time am I supposed to be home? What time do I wake up? What's my priority right now? Like, you have no idea what you're doing, right? So first I tried like some casual shit. I'm just like, all right, so now I have a chick, and then it's like, wait, but now I have two chicks, and I'm like, am I supposed to just have one chick? Or am I supposed to have many chicks? Like, I didn't know what the fuck to do. So I was dealing with this one white chick. She was like a therapist, like a psychiatrist. So I was like, all right, this bitch is trying to psychoanalyze me, right? So I was like, cool, we'll have sex, and then you can like give me some therapy. That might be good, right? So I was dealing with her, and it was supposed to be just like friends with benefits, but then that was like excelling, and then I'm over there every night, or she's at my place, and I'm like, okay, I feel like we live together now. Right, and then I had another Brazilian chick, but that was weird because she was married and I didn't even know it. Like, I found out she was married from her husband finding out. So that fucked my head up because I'm like, wait a minute, I was just married. Why am I having an affair with a married woman? But is it my fault when she didn't tell me she was married? But I would go over there in the morning after her husband went to work, and she would move all the man stuff somewhere else.
No,
I'm dead ass serious. She would move all the pictures, everything. She had like a routine. And the way he found out was the maid came to him and was just like, yo, what do you want me to do about this stuff? Because I keep going to like, do certain things and it's already cleaned up. So the maid was confused. The maid is like, what are you paying me to do in these rooms when they're already clean? And that's kind of like how he figured it out when he found out something was going on, right? So needless to say, I didn't stop sleeping with her. They got separated. So I'm like, I don't know what to do with this. The sex is amazing. So I'm still dealing with the Brazilian chick. Then I'm dealing with the white therapist chick. And then my boys are pressuring me to get on Tinder. So I know a lot of guys can relate. When you come out of a relationship, you think like sex, you think meaningless sex is like the solution.
Not.
Right? So this is what I'm thinking. Then when I got on the Tinder, I'm thinking that the process is going to be similar to like, meeting women in real life. Like these women were women I met in real life. I had already known them. So see, this is the crazy thing. I had already known these women, like while I was married. Like I either met them while I was married, or I think one of them I actually knew even before I got married. But I was dating my girl, and they were down with like they liked me from then. But these were women that I was saying no to because I was married.
Yeah.
So once I was like going through the divorce, it was like, hey, I'm not with my wife anymore. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
you trying to?
Yeah, like let's go out sometime. Let's go for a drink. It's like, okay, right. So I'm sleeping with these women immediately because they already like wanted to do that. So when I got on Tinder, I'm thinking there's some type of process. So I remember the first girl that I met off of Tinder invited me to her house. That's how we met the first time. And this shit blew my mind because I'm trying to like talk normal on the Tinder, like trying to get to know each other or some shit. So like I'm like texting back and forth with this chick, like the first day. Then like the second day I didn't message her, she didn't message me. And then like the third day I remember I was on the sewing machine and I was making something. I was making a costume or some shit. And I just got a message from her. She was like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm on the sewing machine. And she was like, you want to come over? And I'm just like, shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, well, where do you live? Like, where do you stay at? Like, I didn't even know, like, what's city? Like, where the fuck
you don't know her. She doesn't know you. First of all, that's dangerous.
Right.
Second off, that's not, you're selling your body. Like, you're just selling yourself. And I get, like, sex. Like, I understand that. But at the same time, like, I feel like, in my personal opinion, I feel that like a woman's body is the temple. I feel like you decide what goes in. You have all of those. That is literally like that's your body.
What comes out?
Shut up. You know what I'm saying? But like when you're just allowing like different men to have sex with you and you're treating your body that way, I feel like that says something about you. And also, I feel like that's like trauma that you have and you're trying to fix it with sex, and that's definitely not the way to go about it.
I don't know if it was trauma. I just think it was convenient for these chicks. And
maybe, I mean, I was on Tinder maybe a year and some change ago, maybe a year and like 8 months before I met my boyfriend. And I remember like, but men are obviously easier to like say this stuff, but it'd be like DTF, which means like down to fuck. And that would be their profile, and that's the only thing I would say. Word, it would say just down to fuck. Like,
I'm sorry. For that first year, I fell in love with Tinder.
It's addicting to swipe.
That first year I fell in love with Tinder. I was like, what is this?
It's like basically like the
No,
candy.
because you gotta understand. I listen. Y'all can think I'm exaggerating or whatever you want. Whatever guys are in the chat, I'm sure you've seen the Fresh and Fit show. All the chicks I brought to Fresh and Fit, I made sure to bring girls that I would sleep with. Straight up. I slept with none of them, but I'm talking about my selection, my taste. So you guys can see my taste. I only like girls that are 7.5 and up. And 7.5 is like they gotta be something about them, something sexy about them.
Yeah.
Usually 8 and up. So I went to Tinder with an even more picky. No, because I think about it, it's an app. I'm swiping through.
Yeah.
So I'm
But you probably got so disappointed.
Right, and so you have to understand that when I went on Tinder, there was no desperation, there was no drought, there was no loneliness. I already had 3 specific girls on deck. I had this fine ass Colombian chick I was with that ended up trying to upgrade on me. She was talking to some rich dude from Cali the whole time that I was with her, but she was fine as hell. I had the therapist chick, which was also fine as hell, and I had the married Brazilian chick who was also fine as hell. So when I was on Tinder, it wasn't like I wasn't getting butt. It wasn't like I didn't have a roster. It just was. It was like a video game. It was super easy. It was like Contra when you got the cheat code. So all the chicks I was swiping with were super hot. So the fact that they were so quick, I just was like, wow, like it's like that. So from that first chick, it changed my whole perspective is what I'm trying to say. Because I would have never came at the women like that if she didn't come at me like that.
Yeah.
And
you open that door. We will open that door, and if that door is let open, then you are like, it's your go.
Right. Now, let me tell you, like, okay, so when that happened, right, in my mind, I didn't just think, oh, this is just how women are on Tinder. Mm-hmm. Like, I just thought, you got lucky, nigga, that bitch was horny. And you know, she just might have liked you. Maybe you were close. Maybe the mileage was, you know, whatever.
It was good. Everything was perfect.
Yeah, because when I went over there, like she had like the whole setup, like she was ready for it. She's like, what do you want to drink? She's like, you drink beer, and I'm thinking to myself, right now, I'll drink whatever. She got naked quick. It was great. I spent the night because I don't like to do one round. I need, you know, I'm an athlete, so this one round thing ain't gonna work. And so I remember I spent the night. When I woke up the next morning, it was just so like, all right, thanks, okay. And I was like, all right, bitch, whatever. I got whatever. Like I accepted it for what it was. I was like, yo, you ain't gotta worry about me. I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? I would have left earlier if I didn't like drink before and pass out the way I did. I would have even left. I wouldn't even slept, right? So I remember thinking to myself, it was just that girl. And then I remember the therapist chick was like, she got real bitchy with me about the Tinder because I don't lie about shit. So I don't even know how she found out. I think she just like kind of saw the app on my phone or something. And she was like, yo, you have Tinder? Or I think one of her friends, no, I know what it was. One of her friends told her. One of her friends was like, yo, I saw your guy on Tinder. Right? And so she asked me about it, and I didn't lie. I was like, yeah, it's a dating app. What's the problem? She was like, that's a hookup app. And I remember it was at that moment when I was like, because I fixed my mouth to like argue with her. Like I was about to like defend Tinder. I was about to say, absolutely not. It is a dating app. It is a place to meet people and make new friends. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I was about to repeat the pitch, the slogan, you know what I'm saying, from the damn app, you know what I mean? And then I stopped myself and I thought to myself, nigga, the only girl that you've met from Tinder explicitly invited you to a hookup. So then I questioned it for a second. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, is Tinder a hookup app? You know what I'm saying? She was like, yes. She's like, people only go on there to hook up. And I was like,
well,
really?
I disagree in a sense because I actually dated a guy that I met on Tinder. So not all people.
Oh, that's also where I learned what the word thought means. Because after she said to me, that's just a fucking hookup app, she said nothing but thoughts is on that app. And then I was like,
oh wow.
Then I was like, thoughts? What do you mean thoughts? She was like, thoughts. And I was like, what the fuck is a thought? And she was like, that hoe out there. And I was like, oh, that's a new synonym? You know, I'm an old dude, so I wasn't familiar with it. It's some shit the kids were saying at the time. That's like when the word started picking up traction. So it was at that moment you know, and she also taught me what YOLO meant. Because there was one time when she was like, you know, YOLO. And I was like, what the fuck is a yo-yo? She said, YOLO. And I was like, I don't play with yo-yos. I haven't even seen a yo-yo in over a decade. She was like, Allende, I'm not saying yo-yo. I'm saying YOLO. You only live once. And I was like, who the fuck said that? She was like, Drake. I was like, Drake is a child. Why would I be listening to what Drake says? And she was just like, forget it. I'll see you later tonight. And I was like, yes, I'm going to blow that back out. But the point was, I realized quickly that yes, that's what Tinder was about, because I started noticing now that I could be forward like that with the girls on Tinder. Yeah. And it was successful. It worked. So yeah, man, I was a Tinder whore for a little while. I admit that. It just I was fascinated that something like that could exist.
It's a sex app.
Yeah, and then afterwards I started thinking about the ramifications of that, because the uncomfortable shit that started happening is I started realizing me and my homeboys were all fucking the same girls, and I was like, ugh.
Oh no.
Yeah, that shit really fucked me up, because we would start comparing our Tinders and we'd be like, yo, and then I found out one of my boys was smashing a Brazilian girl. I was like, oh hell no. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, man, she lives in it. I was like, yeah, and I was like, well, did you fuck her at her grandmother's house? And he was like, grandmother's house. And I was like, ha ha. I was like, ha ha.
I win.
I was like, I smashed in the grandmother's bed. And I was like, yo, did you get the scrambled eggs? And he was like, she told me she doesn't cook. I was like, ha ha! Ha ha! She makes me eggs every morning. Ha ha!
Only some things for some of you guys.
Yeah, but I think that's just my old school, because I demand certain types of treatment. But yeah, man, that's kind of what turned me off from Tinder, to be honest with you guys. I don't know about you guys' experience. Some of you guys complain about completely different things on Tinder. But Tinder now isn't what it was back then. Back then, it was like, if you was a good-looking dude, you had a huge advantage, because it was like more women had it than guys. It's like more women knew about it when it first came out than guys. Now it's oversaturated with guys, and the women are way like, I don't think they're way pickier. I just think they have way more options now.
Yeah.
Cause like when I was on it, I literally could like almost know all the guys that were on it. Like all the good looking guys, I could be like, I know him from the gym, I know him from here, I know Justin, I know that guy, I know that, you know what I'm saying? Like I literally knew these dudes, and it just felt really uncomfortable, because as we know, women tend to mess with the same guys, like the same demographic of guys. The majority of the women in the area, because you know Tinder is an area thing. This is before the passport shit.
Unless you figure area out.
Right. Yeah. This is before you could swipe on people in different cities. When Tinder first came out, it was only people within your radius. So it just seemed evident that 80% of the women were matching with the same 20% of dudes. And if you know those 20% of dudes, it just seems weird, because it seemed like every one of my homeboys that had similar attributes were smashing the same girls as me, and it turned me off from the girls, because I felt so uncomfortable to try to be open with the girls. I just felt weird. I just felt like you lying, conniving bitch. You know what I mean? Like you said that you was with your sister on Wednesday, but I know
you was, and I know.
Right, like I know you was with this guy, because me and him already talked about it, and it's like neither me or the guy want to confront the girl about it, because it's like you're not either one of us' girl, so it's not our place, but it still doesn't feel good to know that you're being lied to.
Yeah.
So, and then also, I'm not trying to be Eskimo brothers with dudes, so it just...
Yeah, no.
Like, I kind of fell off of the Tinder for a long time, and then I didn't pick it back up again until I was traveling. Then it became useful to me again, because I was like, oh, okay, this is awesome. Now I can meet girls when I'm in a different city.
Yeah.
And I could be just as selective, and it could be just as time efficient. So I think guys need to go into Tinder with a plan. I think too many guys do shit with women with no plan. Like you guys don't even have a plan on how you're gonna get the women. You don't have a plan on what it is that you want from the women. You don't have a plan what you're gonna do with the women. You don't have you guys have no plan. You keep leaving it up to the woman's discretion. Is she gonna like me? Is she gonna say yes to the date? Is she gonna let me come?
Just don't think about it too much.
Is she gonna? That's what I'm trying to say. You don't have a plan.
The more you think about what you're gonna do with the woman and how you're gonna approach the situation, the more that you're going to be scared and have that fear. You just gotta go in it, dive deep, and just If it's a no, it's a no. And
Hell
then
no.
yes,
Hell no. You need to have a plan. You need to say,
no, yes, have a plan, but
this is
don't
what I'm
think
trying
about
to
it.
do. Right. Okay,
Don't think about it and be like, okay, like, and asking other people, like, bro, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna talk to? Blah blah. Like, sit, think, and do. Don't sit, think, ponder, and then like, nah, I'm not gonna do it no more. Like,
well,
then you just lost all your boost, and you're not gonna do it no more.
See, here's the thing that's scary about that. When chicks are asking other chicks shit, they're asking them for some type of reassurance. They're asking women, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Because they themselves haven't made up their own mind. They haven't made up their own mind what they want, what they like, what they should do, any of the above. Guys should only be asking other guys for advice on how to do something they've already decided to do. When guys start saying shit like, what should I do? That's the wrong question, bro. You're a man. Yeah. You need to at least
give them the plan.
Right. You need to at least know what you want to do. Then you can say to a guy, yo, I'm trying to do this with this chick. You know, how do you think, I should go about it? Or how have you gone about it? How have you accomplished this with a girl? Right? So I notice a lot of times the guys are asking questions and it fucks me up because I'm trying to get them what they want. And the way they're asking the question, they haven't even decided what they want. They're like, what should I do? And what should I do? It's like, wait, time out. What do you want? First tell me what you want. Yeah. And then we can start figuring out how to get that. I don't know if you just want to sleep with this girl. I don't know if you just want to hang out and have a good time. I don't know if you want to marry. Like, what do you want, bro? And then we could try to figure it out. Or guys will sometimes even say, well, what's girlfriend material? I'm like, whoa, girlfriend material is up to the guy what he wants from a female in a relationship. You can't just ask in general what's girlfriend material, bro. You have to decide that for yourself. Now, there's guys that date girls and they got some kind of swinger thing going on. In my mind, I don't want a woman that's not exclusively mine sexually, whether we're just friends with benefits, which I'm gonna do a video on soon because friends with benefits is extinct now. That shit died out. We traded friends with benefits for the hookup culture. It's not the same thing. It's two completely different things. But my whole thing, the reason why I haven't been seeing other women or haven't been sleeping with women or anything like that is just because I'm not comfortable with sleeping with a woman that's sleeping with other dudes. I'm not comfortable with that. And women today are not comfortable with giving themselves to one man sexually exclusively when they're not in a relationship with him. And a lot of times, not even when they are. So my whole thing is if I'm having sex with a girl, I don't care if you're my girlfriend or not. I don't care if you're my wife or not. I don't care what our situation is. I am not comfortable with having sex with you if you're having sex with another dude. So there's only a couple of ways that can work. Either we decide going in that we're going to be that for each other, or we just have some type of chemistry, we end up hooking up, and then after we hook up, you don't sleep with anyone else until you stop sleeping with me. Yeah. Either scenario I'm fine with, but all this, we hook up, and then we're both free to do whatever, and then at some later date we come back and hook up again, like, oh, hell to the no. If I sleep with a woman, I'm not sleeping with her again once she sleeps with another dude. Yeah. If I sleep with you 1 week and then, if I sleep with you a couple of times in a week and then the week after you hook up with some other guy, I don't want to sleep with you ever again. Yeah, because when you also, not protection and all that is not everyone's thing, but imagine you're not using protection, you don't know what you're going to get. It has nothing to do with that for me. That's besides the point. I don't care if you got an aluminum condom. I don't give a shit. I don't care if you get 1 million tests and test negative for everything. You slept with another dude, that's disgusting. And that's just how I feel about it. If I got a girlfriend and we get in an argument and we split up for a couple of days or whatever and you hook up with another guy in that space of time, I don't want you back, bitch. No. It's over. It's over. But that's the thing, which is, you know what? That's important because then you knew from the jump that girl, one, obviously was not invested in you in the way you thought that she was, and two, she is that easy to go to somebody else. So why commit to her? Exactly. So why you don't deserve commitment under those circumstances? Literally, there's no point. Women like that are able, especially, put it this way, if you're in a long-term relationship and it ended, okay, let's say 1.5 years, 2 years, you're in a long-term relationship, it ends, and the girl or the guy go to another person a day, the night of, a week after, you knew that person was definitely not for you because you obviously did not mean enough
for you to just go do something like that quick.
Like I said, bro, I think everything starts and ends with the man, and unfortunately, men just aren't holding that standard nowadays. Like guys are just too off code, and there's a ton of reasons why. I mean, I get it. A lot of guys aren't necessarily growing up playing organized sports. A lot of guys ain't counting on their homeboys for survival growing up in the hood. A lot of guys aren't growing up with a father figure. So there's just like a million reasons why these guys don't even know what the fuck on code is. It's kind of like when you're talking to a woman and you're like, yo, you're being hella disrespectful. And then the women are like, how am I disrespecting you? It's like, that right there is disrespectful. What are you talking about, bro? That right there is disrespectful. Why are you calling me bro? Why are you raising your voice? Like, they don't get it because they've never been taught this to begin with. So it's kind of like you can't miss something that you've never had. So they don't even know what's missing because it's never been there. So when I'm looking at these dudes and I'm thinking to myself, bro, you're off code. They never were taught a code. So it's like even the bros over hoes, it's like, dude, that's the attitude that you're supposed to have with all men, not just your closest friends. So what are you saying? You see what I'm saying? Okay, for example, once a girl says she has a boyfriend, bro, for me, it's a wrap. I don't care whether or not she's willing to cheat on the dude or not. That's irrelevant. You know, that's irrelevant. I get it all the time. I meet girls all the time. It's like, I got a boyfriend. It's like, they don't really give a shit. But here's the thing, though. As a man, I have to give a shit. I have to care about men, right? I have to care. That's what that is. But my whole point is, if every dude felt that way, how could women cheat?
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm trying to say? Women couldn't cheat if every dude felt that way.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. That's what comes back to bite a lot of guys in their ass. Because guys will sit here and deal with a chick that cheated on her man or was still married while starting to mess with a new dude, but maybe was just separated from her husband. And then it's like later on down the line when you and her start having problems now, and she doesn't respect you, she doesn't respect the relationship, she doesn't respect the commitment you give her, you're not in a position to complain because you didn't respect it either. You see what I'm trying to say? You didn't respect it either when you was fucking with a chick that already admitted to you that she cheated on her dude. So
that's the thing, is that why would you even want? Imagine I did leave. It was me in the situation. I did end up leaving that person for you. Mm-hmm. What's to say I'm not going to leave you for somebody else?
Right. That's what I'm saying. Genuine had a song about that back in the day, and the song was called "What's So Different." Okay, the title of the song, look this song up, guys, because a lot of you guys probably don't even remember Genuine. If you're in your 20s or your early 30s, you probably don't even remember the artist Genuine, but he's the dude that made the iconic song Pony. If you're horny, no, we're
not going to start singing. No.
Ride it. That shit was the iconic stripper song for like 25 years, but anyway, and that's because he used to be a male dancer. So anyhow, but he had a song, I think it was on his second album, and it was called What's So Different. And the concept of the song is some chick was trying to come on to him and she had a boyfriend, and I think he started smashing her, but then she wanted a commitment from him, and he was like, time out. If you cheated on your boyfriend with me, why the hell wouldn't I expect you to cheat on me with another dude? What's so different? So that's what guys have to understand, is that you have to, regardless if a woman is on principle or on code or not, you have to be on your principles, okay? Period. Because if you're thinking that what she did to her last guy doesn't apply to you because you're not her last guy, it's not about the guy, it's about the principle. That's why when people try to make an excuse in an argument and the person is like, yo, time out, it's the principle. What that means is it doesn't matter who the guy is. The point is you had a boyfriend and you were doing something with another guy. If you felt that way, you needed to have broken up with that boyfriend before you have the freedom to move freely and do whatever the fuck you want to do. It's like a plane. Don't unbuckle that goddamn seatbelt until the motherfucking light comes on and they tell you that you can unbuckle your seatbelt. It doesn't matter if there's turbulence or not. It's the principle. In this particular time frame, you need to be seated and wearing your seatbelt. So it's the same thing when a woman is in a relationship. She needs to have her fucking seatbelt on. Calm your ass down. If you want to do something different, you need to first end this before you start something else. So when women are married, they'll be quick to tell you, oh, but I'm separated. It's like, bitch, sort your shit out first. Sort your shit out first, because you're looking at the individual, you're looking at the situation, you're not looking at the principle of the institution. You're technically still married, so you technically aren't supposed to be dealing with other guys.
Yeah.
And as many times in my life where I've second guessed myself, I've compromised my fucking morals for a woman, and I've regretted it every time. I tell guys, do not sleep with single mothers while their children are home. I'm not being a hypocrite. I'm just being honest and telling guys don't make mistakes that I've made. I knew that was wrong my whole life. And the one time where I let a woman talk me into it, that little nigga woke up and knocked on the door. Mm-hmm. And I hated myself for that. I didn't blame her. I didn't call her a bunch of names in my head. I simply told myself, you knew better. You were raised better than that. And you did it anyway. For what? For some pussy? So I never spoke to that girl ever again. So the point is, if I could go with never speaking to her again and never sleeping with her again, I could have gone that night without sleeping with her. I could have simply waited until the kid was with his dad again. Mm-hmm. So I'm telling guys, you cannot sit here and point the finger at women if you yourself do not even have those qualities that you're criticizing them for not having. And furthermore, stop expecting them to have it. Stop expecting women to have male virtues and male morals, male values. Stop expecting that. That's like women expecting men to have the same emotional system that they have. And I tell chicks all the time, stop projecting your thought process on dudes. Stop thinking that we see things the way you see things, right? The problem is too many women are thinking like men. My career, I'm focusing on my career, and I'm not going to give up my freedom in my youth to be with a man. I'm not going to, it's like, whoa, that's the way the men should be thinking, right? And then the guys are over here compromising what should be their morals and should be their code to interact with women. It's like, bro, I don't care how desperate you are. You need to stay on code, my dude. And I'm telling you right now, what these niggas don't realize is that right there is the root of a lot of men's problems with women, is that they're not staying on code. And when you don't stay on code, you open up the door for a whole bunch of other stuff to happen later on because you didn't stay on code, right? So you gotta have patience. You have to have an abundance mindset. You can't be fucking desperate, right? And you can't be morally weak. Mm-hmm. So all the guys talking about, oh, she trapped me with a baby, right? Or she lied to me about this or this and this. Like, well, time out though. Were you sleeping with this girl? Yeah. Were you sleeping with her unprotected? Yeah. Were you skeeting up in her? Yeah. Okay. Now hold on. Now, does that fit the moral code? Does that fit a stand-up narrative? Do you see what I'm trying to say? Mm-hmm. So it's like, yeah, you're blaming the chick. I'm not saying that she's not a piece of shit. I'm sure she is. But that's the piece of shit you chose. Mm-hmm. And that's who you trusted. And you did something that, technically speaking, was wrong anyway. Are you supposed to be skeeting up in women? That's what I'm trying to say. Are you supposed to be running up in women raw? Are you supposed to be skeeting up in them? So this is what we got to think of. And then we got dudes that sitting here talking about women aren't faithful and blah, 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 and they're always looking for the better deal and they're hypergamous, but then you steady trying to smash some other dude's girl, right? Then you criticizing baby mamas, single mothers, telling guys don't date single mothers, basically don't treat them like human beings, but then you're going out of your way trying to sleep with a single mother that's on OnlyFans and seeking arrangements, and then you end up getting her pregnant also. I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Like at what point were you on G code? So you can't go on your platform and say that, hey, like, chicks that are on seeking arrangements or somehow, hoes, thoughts, whatever, chicks that are on OnlyFans or this and that, but then your entire guest list is dominated by women that do that, number one, and then number two, you text messaging and voice noting women like that, let's watch the sunrise. I'm so confused. If these are low quality women, why do you want to watch the sunrise with them?
Maybe it's just all that they can get, and they know that these are the women that they can get.
But my point is, you see what I mean? How that's not being on code.
No, but it's just not. You're also not thinking.
Right. That's what I'm trying to say. So right now, I'm in a time in my life where it's like I gotta go without butt. I gotta go without butt until I can build a high value roster. Right? I'm just being honest. Yeah, could I have impulsive casual sex like quickly? Yes, but can I ensure the value and the quality of the women? No.
Yeah.
So am I supposed to do that out of desperation because nothing's on the roster?
No, you wait.
That's what I'm trying to. That's what I'm trying to say.
You do things that make sense. Doing something that doesn't make sense, one, is also just going to hinder you in the long run.
That's what I'm trying
It's
to
not
say.
going to
That's
help
what I'm
you.
trying to say because now
You're gonna get set back even more and more, and then also those people are gonna be still in your life while you're trying to do something for yourself, and they're gonna keep backtracking you. It has honestly no value to yourself.
Plus, I have a different type of pressure on me now.
Yeah, and you have to worry about that person, even though you don't want to be, exclusive or whatever the case may be. You're still gonna have that person almost on your back or in your life in some sort of way, and it's just not. It's going to backtrack the goals that you have for yourself. Take care of yourself first, and then do those things. Look for whatever a roster or that one person, but don't try and balance both because 90% of the time it's not doable. It's not feasible.
Well, not only that, but I have the ears of many men, many men, and now what I do, right, is under strict scrutiny now.
Yeah.
Because I can't tell men don't do this and then I go do that.
Yeah.
I can't tell men go without this. Meanwhile, I'm indulging myself.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Critical of you too.
Right. So if I'm telling guys don't sleep with girls at the gym and then I go hook up with a girl that goes to my gym, well, wait a minute, what just happened? I ain't that you said not to sleep with girls that go to the same gym as you.
Yeah.
Right? So when I decided to leave the nightclub industry, the first thing I started doing, like I did, was I stopped smoking cigarettes. Because I never really was like a cigarette smoker, but I picked up that habit in the club. Mm-hmm. So as soon as I left the club, I had to quit that. Oh, quitting cigarettes is almost as hard as quitting heroin for weak-minded people. I don't view myself as a weak-minded person. So I gave up cigarettes. All right, immediately, done. We don't do that anymore. All right, cool. Okay, now I start bodybuilding. I need something to focus my mind because I just went through a divorce and I need to set other goals for myself now. So I'm gonna do that, just take my mind off of things. Mm-hmm. Work is good, money is good, all that's good. I need something else to distract me. Something else that I can set my goals on, right? My aim. So we're doing that. It's like, oh well, you can't drink while you're prepping.
No.
Well, I'll tell you what, bitch. I'm not gonna drink alcohol at all. No. We're not saying that. Just don't drink any alcohol for 6 to 8 weeks or whatever time frame that you're prepping. No, you don't understand what I'm saying. I don't drink alcohol anymore.
Yeah, that's it.
Right? Like it's done. Well, okay. If you think you can do that, bitch. Fuck you. Not being able to say no to a drink is for weak-minded people, right? I don't view myself as weak-minded. Right? So now the alcohol is gone. Right? All right. So now what? Well, we have to keep this strict ass diet. Well, that became easy now because now it's just like repetitions. Like I'm not gonna eat sugar. I'm not gonna eat this. It's okay. Fine. Now we only eat clean. All right.
Yeah.
Now I'm searching for something else to subtract from my life. I'm searching for another vice to cut from my life, and then it dawned on me. I think I've been addicted to pussy ever since I had it. So I'm like, yeah, maybe that's what I need to remove from my life. And it's like I told my boys, and they're like, you're tripping. Why? I'm like, why? It's like, no.
It's not always the best thing, honestly. It's like an addiction is an addiction. If you want something all the time, you're gonna keep wanting it. You also have to know how to have control.
Right. That's what I'm saying. And I'm noticing that it's already not a priority because I'm focusing on bodybuilding and I have to focus on my art and like I have to get all my grandfather's affairs in order because he passed away. I have all these other things to worry about, but I have a rotation. So it's like, all right, we're gonna throw this rotation away. Mm-hmm. Right? Okay, the rotation is gone now. But it's like, still meeting women, I'm still interacting with women, and then it's like, at some point they start wondering, why isn't this guy making a move?
Yeah.
Like, why does this guy just want to go on gym dates? He just wants to go eat healthy. He wants to cook food and prep together and watch Netflix and prep. And that's fine and dandy. Where's the D? Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'm not doing that. Wait, what? So trying to explain this to women was harder than trying to explain it to guys. You know, because at some point guys are going to be like, whatever, nigga, I would never, but good luck with that. But the women now is like all these thoughts. They're like, wait a minute, is something wrong with me? What is wrong with him? This is weird. This is bizarre. It doesn't make any sense. So it's like, now they're either trying harder or they don't want to be around. They don't want to be around at all. Either way, I'm like, no. This is what I'm doing. So once I removed that, I realized you can subtract anything from your life but oxygen, water, and food, and sleep. Other than that, you can subtract everything from your fucking life. Because there's homeless motherfuckers that don't even own any property or have any money. But they're fine sleeping on the beach, sleeping on the grass under a tree. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They've already found places where they can get leftover food. They've already found places where they can get drinking water, and that's it. They somehow they're satisfied with that. So I'm thinking to myself, I must be able to strip these things out of my life, and it's empowering. So the point I'm trying to make to guys is, a lot of you are putting way too much value in the punani. Granted, it's easier for me to say because I'm fortunate enough to have slept with the most beautiful women that I came across in certain time frames in my life. I was able to put myself in environments where I had a huge advantage. So I was able to indulge myself at times. So I had it. It's not I never had it, I had it. But I was able to train my mind to go without it. When you've been a bartender, you have access to alcohol. So if you can tell your mind to say no to it completely cold turkey, knowing that you can get it for free, it's a beautiful thing. When you smoke cigarettes and there's always somebody that's going to hand you one for free because the people around you smoke cigarettes, you can say no to it completely and still be around people that smoke cigarettes. Because that's another thing. Some people can't go without something and still be around it. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? They don't have the willpower to say no to it when it's right in their face.
Yeah.
Right? They can't go out to eat with their friends and not fuck up their diet. I was a dude that was going to restaurants, bringing my food with me. Like, nah, I'm on prep, but I'm still going to be social. I'm still going to spend the social time with my friends, and I'm just going to bring my broccoli and my chicken breast, and that's cool. Other people couldn't do that. Other people were like, yeah, I can't go out with you guys. Like, I have to not go out. Right. So my thing was, I have to be able to be around the women and not hook up with them, not do anything with them. I got to be able to work out with girls in the gym and not fool around with the same girls that go to my gym. So what I'm trying to tell guys is that you have to kind of like exercise this self-discipline, this personal choice. Nobody's forcing you to do it. This personal choice, you got to do it for yourself, and then you will make much better decisions, believe it or not. I noticed when I subtracted all that shit from my life, I can make decisions with clarity now. You understand what I'm trying to say? Because if you're celibate and you're gonna come out of that mode for a female, trust me, it's gonna be a particular set of qualities that this female has where you're willing to come out of this covet that you made with yourself.
Yeah.
Right? And I think a lot of guys need that, because if not, then you will never own the pussy. The pussy will always own you. You will never own the bottle of alcohol. The bottle of alcohol will own you, is what I'm trying to say. You will be its bitch, right? Because it's going to create the terms. So now I can have a drink, and it's not a problem. Now, if for the right female, I can say, all right, I'll fucks with you like that. But it's not going to control me. A lot of these guys are pussy whipped before they even get the pussy. They already pussy whipped. Right? Because you don't have the strength in your mind to say no, but yet you're denied it all the time. So I want guys to really think about what I just said. You don't have the willpower to say no to the pussy, but yet you allow the pussy to say no to you.
Yeah.
What the fuck? So could you imagine the difference between filling out applications, submitting your resume, and companies and employers turning you down? Now compare that to constantly being contacted and people asking you, hey, listen, we would love for you to come work for us. And you're like, I don't, you know what, I'm doing this whole thing right now. I'm doing the independent thing. No, we'd really like to talk to you about it. No, I think I'm good.
Yeah.
What is that going to do to your self-esteem?
Knock it.
Right. So when I'm dealing with men and I'm interacting with men and I'm listening to their issues, the common thread that I'm seeing is improper mindset. These guys are coming from the wrong mindset. Right? They're telling me about how they're struggling to get some type of recognition or respect from women that are less than them. And I'm trying to think, how the fuck did that happen? That happened because of the way you presented yourself.
Yeah.
You're making more money than this chick. You have a more effective network. You've accomplished more in your life. You got more going for you. You got more equity. You got more credit. Wait a minute now. And you're older than her. How is it that you're beating her in all these areas of life? The only thing she got that you don't got is a vagina, and I'm trying to figure this out. How is she the one that's rejecting you? How is she the one that's creating the terms in which you have to adhere to? I'm like, how did that happen? The only way that could have happened is the way you present yourself. Is what I'm saying, and the way you see yourself. So if you change how you see yourself, and you change your value system, because you're the one putting her on the pedestal. She didn't put herself on the pedestal. You put her on the pedestal. You said that this girl is unobtainable, or she's better than me, or I need her to like me, and all this other type of shit. And to believe it or not, a lot of these women are far more insecure than these guys think, right? But they're falling for the facade. You're falling for the filters on Instagram. You're falling for the quotes that they post on their shit, and you're falling for all of that.
Yeah.
Right? Exactly. And also, a lot of times you're going for the wrong women anyway, because you're going for women that are like superficial anyhow, that are interested and entertained by the wrong things. So there's tons of good-looking chicks that I know, and it's like, if I wanted to, I could sleep with this chick, but I would have to jump through hoops that I don't want to jump through. I would have to go places and do things that I'm not interested in. It's like, yo, let's go here, let's go have a drink here. This DJ's playing here, and it's like, yo, I'm not interested in none of that shit, Mom.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in near none of that. I don't want to go to that club. I don't want to drink that. I don't want to hear that DJ play. And I don't want to do that for 4 hours.
Yeah.
to sleep with
you.
Right.
Yeah.
So if I go and do all of that, I'm guaranteed the pussy, but guess what? I'd rather go home, get some sleep, get up early, get my cardio done, hit the gym, record some content. So what does that mean? That means I'm a failure because I didn't get the pussy? No, it means because I'm not interested in the petty shit that she's interested in, right? But if I find a girl that's attractive, right, that's interested in the shit that I'm interested in, now we can make something happen, because she wants to get home early and prep her meals too, right? She wants to watch something similar to what I want to watch. She wants to get to bed early and get up early and do her cardio too. Do you see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, you want to be on the same page. You want to be on the same wavelength.
Exactly. So when I'm asking these guys, like, yo, is this chick even into the shit that you're into? Then it dawns on them like, oh shit, we really don't have much in common. Exactly. So why are you chasing this chick? Why are you chasing her? And all this chick wants to do is like add some highlights to her Instagram. Like all she wants to do is throw a picture up on her story, or throw some shit up on her story. All she wants to do is go out on a boat this weekend so she can post it. Is that important to you? No.
Is that what you're looking for a future?
That's what I'm trying to say. So you know, and there's different ways that you can play that. You can say, okay, well, I'm gonna become successful and blah blah blah, and then I'm gonna engage with these women temporarily. But at the end of the day, do you really win doing that, or does she win?
You don't win anything.
That's what I'm trying to say, because you have to take a time out from what you're doing to enter into her world now, to play her little game, just to sleep with her.
Yeah.
So and I see grown men doing this for younger women. So, I mean, I just feel like this is how far gone we've become. Do guys really want to be on Snapchat? Not really, but the chick that they're trying to smash, she's on Snapchat, And she said add me to Snap. So he's like, all right, I guess I should download Snapchat.
Yeah.
And my whole thing is, no, bro, don't download Snapchat. Like, if you're not interested in it, don't download Snapchat. Keep working on you and start finding women who are like, Snapchat? Nah, I don't have that. That's the girl. That's the girl you should be thinking about. Like, hold on, you're not into Snapchat and she doesn't even have it?
Perfect. We're on the same page.
Right. We might have more in common. Let's investigate. Yeah. Instead of you still over here trying so hard to like figure out how to relate to somebody that's not really, you know what I mean? Like, see how you said you're doing the fitness shit, and then your boyfriend's doing the fitness shit. Mm-hmm. So that's why in my mind the natural progression is, okay, well, what are you guys trying to do together with that mutual interest?
When it comes to that, like, we help each other also. Like, he'll shoot me clients, or we do like fitness videos together. We do a bunch of stuff together when it comes to that now, like building career-wise and all that. Of course, that stuff takes time, but like as far as like, you know, trying to boost each other up, we do that through social media.
So let me ask you this: like, where's your main source of validation coming from?
Through my like, what do you mean?
Like, I mean, obviously, women do prioritize validation. So, like, where's your main source of attention and validation come from?
Are you talking about the aspect with my boyfriend and like what we like do?
No, like in general, like in your life, like what makes you feel valuable? What makes you feel beautiful? What makes you feel attractive? What outlet?
Good question. I don't personally. It's gonna sound like corny as fuck, but I know like a lot of women will like they'll start like saying like their looks and stuff like that. But I feel like mentally, I have like a lot to offer, and I'm like beautiful mentally. Like that's my biggest thing.
No, but I'm like, where does it come from though? Like, is it?
Oh, where does it come from? Is it
guys on social media? Is it your clients' feedback? Is it your dude? Like, you see what I'm saying?
I would say honestly none of those. It would have to be like the people, my like actual like people that surround me, like my friends, my family.
Fair enough. I did leave that out. Fair enough. All right, that makes sense. Sense. I get it. Because, like, in other words, like, what avenue, should it disappear, would affect your ego the most? Like, for some women, it could be a breakup. For other women, it could be their Instagram got deactivated. I've seen some women want to kill themselves when their Instagram got deactivated.
It happened to me, yo. I got it back. I don't know how, but that happened to me. It got deleted, and I was like, what? Someone hacked it. But honestly, for someone to, like, to mess with my ego, asked me like 2 years ago, I probably would have said like a breakup. But when you like build yourself and you like, you know, you love yourself for you, and you know that like, you know, like that's not the problem. Like, you're not the problem. Ego wise, I feel like it would have to be someone that's like really close to me, like a family member. Like if I forgot for my grandmother stopped talking to me one day because of something she didn't like that I did, that would hurt me. And that would bother me more than like anybody else's output. I don't care about a stranger. I don't care about social media. I don't care about I care about my man. But like, again, if we were to break up, that's not gonna hurt me the way that it would hurt if it was somebody that I truly love, like my family.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I could definitely relate to you on the grandparent shit, man. Like, my majority of my life, that was the one person where like I could not go without his approval or his validation. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't even know why that's the case. I wish you could pinpoint that moment where that got programmed, because it would be interesting to be able to know, because then you could probably hijack your own mentality. You could probably trick yourself into doing anything if you understood how that worked. But there's just something about my grandfather and my grandfather's relationship with me where it was like, if he was upset with me or he wasn't talking to me, then the world was over. Yeah, like I couldn't focus. I couldn't think. I remember it's from when I was a child all the way up until he died. And I remember when he died, I felt so lost. I felt like I don't value anybody else's opinion that much. I don't value anybody else's guidance or mentorship. And I just felt like, fuck, I have to figure this shit out on my own now, because I don't know anybody that has all the answers anymore. My grandfather always had all the answers. which blew my mind because he could not leave the house in months and still have all the answers about what's going on currently. Like he understood human nature to a T. And
I think it's that like wisdom. I think it's like that also that older wisdom, but like it's like they also want you to do so well and they want you to like thrive in all ways that they probably weren't able to or couldn't have. That it's just like they try to feed you all this little information. And I feel like grandparents also, when like your family's more broken, their grandparents play a big role in your family and to you. So they like they literally like that's almost your parent, you know what I'm saying? You go to them and I remember I would go to my grandma and I would confide in her and she would like take me in, and when there's like, you know, when shit went down and I was just like, that was my person. Like she is my person. That's it.
Yeah, he was my person, but I still think he was more than any other grandparent. Like, I don't think it was just because he was old and wise. I think it was just he was on another level with that shit. He really was. And my goal is to try to help as many people or more than him, because my grandfather changed lives. I mean, he really made people's lives possible. The amount of loans he gave to young newlyweds, the amount of young men he helped start businesses, like he really did. Like he's adopted kid, like he did so much.
Yeah.
To even like my grandmother, that's how my grandmother got into this country. He sponsored her to come here and start a new life. So it's just like, just in general, he's just always helping people. And
good person. Good
he's
heart.
been there, yeah. Like no matter how bad I fucked up in life, he always was there for me, you know, to bail me out figuratively and literally.
Yeah.
And literally. I remember one time my bond was $100K. God damn. And it's just crazy because he bonded me out, but he wouldn't speak to me.
Because he still love you, but he mad. He gonna let you know he's mad.
Yeah, and his that's one thing about him. He was always able to control his emotions. No matter how angry he was, he didn't show it. You know, he was always like a rock. And the way he would express his anger is he would just ignore you. Legit, he would just ignore you. He would not speak to you.
And that's the worst, when someone ignores you that like you really love. You're like, just speak to me.
Yeah,
just,
like I would rather you yell at me than don't speak to me at all.
Yes.
Like I would rather tell me how mad you are, how much you hate me.
Yo,
right
be
now.
mad, bitch, and holler, but say something. Something is better than nothing. Because if you say nothing, and you know you're mad.
The worst is when they get to communicate with you through a third party.
Yo, like your grandma said this. She want to listen. I'm like, tell her to call me.
It's like, nigga, I'm right here. I'm right here. I can
like
hear
I'm
it.
staying in the room.
It's like when you speak to him, you tell him I said. I'm like, I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm right here.
I'm here, motherfucker. Yeah, I mean, yeah, but that's G. That's G shit. I mean, he was a G for real. So I mean, that validation thing is very important, but I think it's very useful when you have to earn it. And I think that's how I learned to make people earn attention and validation. I learned that from my grandfather and the way he used to withhold it. And I think it's interesting because although he had his ways and he was very strict, we would always bump heads because I wanted to do things my way. And if I felt I had a way that was just as good or better, I was going to be very stubborn. I was going to do it my way. But what I loved about him is he would force me to prove my way works or my way is better. And if I was able to accomplish what I was trying to do my way and not doing it his way, he would still acknowledge it. He would say, good. Because in his mind, that's actually what he wanted. It's not so much that it was like, things have to be done my way or you do what I tell you. His attitude was, you need to be efficient. You need to be self-efficient. You need to be independent. You need to be able to solve problems. You need to be able to figure things out. Something being your first time is not an excuse. That was my grandfather's attitude, that if you don't know how to do something, then you're fucking late. That means you need to figure it out. It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to add to your manhood. Like, so that was his perception of men in being different from women. If you understand what I'm trying to say, like the way he saw the quality that men have that women don't have is the ability to learn how to do something, the ability to be able to do something that you didn't previously know how to do, regardless of your lack of experience.
and also putting yourself out there, letting them like know that like
Right.
you have to put yourself out there, or else once you're not gonna get anything out of life if you don't put yourself out there. Take a new job, something that makes you uncomfortable. You have to do it, or when are you going to do it? You're not gonna do it.
And that's like the gender roles. So that's why it's funny to me when like the women, because I remember one time I was having a discussion with my aunt. And it was really interesting because she was basically telling me how she felt about the way my grandfather treated his daughters, because he had this very traditional attitude that you need to find a husband, get married, make babies, live happily ever after. She wanted to get a scholarship, go to university, become a lawyer, pass the bar, work for a law firm, blah, blah, blah. She did all of that. She's super unfucking happy. She's very successful, works for one of the biggest law firms in New York, owns property, all that good stuff, never married, no children. This is exactly what he was trying to prevent. This is exactly what he was telling her is not going to make you happy. What he was trying to say is your plan. I'm not saying you can't accomplish your plan. I'm saying if you do accomplish your plan, you're not going to fucking be happy. She didn't believe him. Much like these modern women do not believe people when they try to explain that to them. When older people keep trying to tell these women, get married, have children, they keep telling them that's old school thinking, you're outdated, you're traditional, this is a new world, things have changed, women have evolved, and the old people are trying to tell them, Jesus Christ, there's no fucking such thing. Women are the same today as they were in the past. The technology is different. Women's feelings and what makes women happy and fulfilled has never changed, and it never will change. They're trying to explain this from a position of experience, because these women act like there was no such thing as independent women in the past. They act like there was never boss babes before. Are you fucking kidding me? There were women that were boss babes simply because their husband died and left them real estate, left them enterprises, left them businesses. Imagine what would happen if a guy was running a major business or corporation and then he died. Who do you think runs it now? His wife.
Yeah.
So even if it wasn't like an independent woman originally and she built her own business or empire or status, there were still plenty of women that inherited that status from their husband passing away. So the point I'm trying to make is those women have never fully been happy. And I shouldn't even say those women. Majority of them. There might be some, outliners that were truly happy being alone and independent or whatever. Who knows? They might have been lesbians. I don't know. But I know majority of women, the success, the owning property, the established this and that, the status does not fulfill them or make them happy. And the problem was that my aunt at the time was taking it as he didn't value women the same as he did men. So in other words, she was buying into what they were teaching her in college, which was that men were oppressing women and the patriarchy and all this other bullshit. And she viewed her mother as being somehow a slave to my grandfather, somehow oppressed by my grandfather. Mind you, my grandmother was a full-time nurse, so she had a job and a career of her own. But she still was cooking and cleaning. She still made all the meals, and which is why for me personally, a woman having a job or a career means nothing to me in regards to her not keeping up her woman duties in the house. To me, one does not cancel out the other. There's women that will be like, no, I have a job and I don't have time to cook and I don't have time to clean. I have my own career to focus on. I'm thinking to myself, my grandmother had a career, my mother had a career, both still cooked, cleaned, and raised children. So I'm sorry, but I don't see how that's preventing you from washing the dishes, cooking the meals, doing the laundry, and raising the children. I personally don't see the connection, because when I'm going to bed, my grandmother would be tucking me into bed. Mind you, she made dinner. She'd be tucking me in the bed, and then when I wake up in the morning, she'd be making me breakfast. I'd get dropped off to school, and then my grandmother would go to work. Yeah. Right? And then she would come home at some time in the evening. She would go to sleep for a few hours, right? Or she would sleep for like the day or whatever, and then she'd wake up, make dinner, and then she'd leave out to work because she worked nights. And my mother ended up taking on that same schedule, working nights. But like I said, it didn't affect the it didn't affect them being wives and mothers, is what I'm trying to say. It didn't take away from those duties. So I just don't see that as an excuse when the modern woman makes that excuse. But anyway, what I was trying to say about my aunt is that my aunt was trying to basically say that my grandfather didn't value women the way that he did men and expected women to just cook, clean, and get pregnant. And I was sharing with her the fact that that's not true because of the way that he raised me. Actually, he put a lot of pressure on me to also keep up my end of the gender roles. But of course, being a female, she never saw that. Plus, when he was doing the majority of that, my aunt was already off to college. So while she was off in college doing the independent woman shit and prioritizing education, I was going through the whole learn how to fix things, learn how to build things, learn how to be a man, learn how to lead the household, make decisions for you and your woman, that whole thing. And I felt like there was a lot of pressure in that to perform well and to fill a role that I didn't necessarily just want to do or want to agree with. There was tons of things that my grandfather was forcing me to learn how to do, and I didn't fucking want to learn how to do it. I didn't see the value in it. And then the way he would always pull my strings is he would whisper in my ear that basically, if you don't know how to do these things, don't be surprised if your wife starts fucking another dude. This is what my grandfather used to say to me. He used to say that if you can't fix the toilet, then don't be surprised if your wife fucks a plumber. This is the type of shit he used to say to me. But it would change my perspective because I understood what he was trying to say. What he was basically saying is that if you fall short in any of these areas, don't be surprised if you start to lose the respect and the commitment of your woman. So I'm just trying to share that with other men because I feel like a lot of the whining and complaining that guys are doing about women's preferences or women not respecting them or women not admiring them, I have to kind of stop and think, well, are you kind of putting yourself in a position where you can be disrespected? Are you putting yourself in a position where you could be viewed as inadequate or less than a man or unreliable or whatever the case may be? I'm not saying that that these things don't happen to men that don't deserve it. I'm just saying, are you 100% sure that as a man, you're covering all of your bases, so to speak? Hold on, let me see. I think Laura. Hold on, let me pull her back in here. I think she dropped out for a second.
Hey.
Hold on. I got you. Let me just bring you back over here, so I can get you right there. Wait, what year was you born in? 90 what?
99.
Damn. That's so funny because I was talking to Grover today, right? And what I was saying to him, we were just talking about how dating is so different for us as far as what we view as acceptable and unacceptable in dating, a woman or getting to know a woman today or engaging with a woman sexually. And I was like, my perception of dating is influenced by 1995 to 2010. Mm-hmm. Like that's where I developed my dating expectations and basically my dating protocol and like the code that I see as being normal or acceptable. And he was saying, yeah, basically for him it's like 1990 to 2000. And it's like, I was like, damn, dude, because now if I were to start dating again, or when I start dating again, it's gonna be a girl that's gonna be about 25. Mm-hmm. So realistically, let's say I don't do that for another year. That's 2023. I was like, that would make that girl born in like 2000. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? 1999, 1998 or some shit. And I was like, she's legit born when my perception of how dating should be stopped. Mm-hmm. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like,
I get what you're saying.
Like shit's changed when she was 10. So when you were 10, that's when I stopped accepting new information or new influences on how dating should be or what should I accept in dating. So yeah. How can we be on the same page is the question.
It's possible though, because at least for some people it is, because like for me, example, my boyfriend, he's 13 years older than me, and to be honest, I wouldn't be able to date anybody that was near my age or around my age, because I feel like the level that I'm at life-wise wouldn't match somebody else that is around my age. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't, I don't know. And it depends on the woman that you are and what you're looking for. But personally, I have my career, I have my life set up, I have my own car, I have my own place. Like, I need somebody that's at my level or more, because I'm not trying to backtrack and just do those things all over again and revisit those things. I need somebody that's on the same page as me or higher.
That shit, oh shit, I can't turn this on. This shit making all kind of noise. Fucking, I already turned it on. Let me turn this off, turn it back on. It's my external battery, y'all, but it can be a little loud. That shit sound like a sleeping fucking bear. But I don't know, that shit just kind of threw me off, because I was like, damn, like, so where am I gonna find a chick that was like raised traditionally, or do I just have to find a chick that's it, like influenced, like she's easily influenced, so I could just be like, all right, this is how it's gonna be, and she's just gonna be like, okay, daddy, because
either or. Honestly, I feel like more women now, especially like, for example, me, I'm French and Jamaican, right? And so I take from the Jamaican side where it comes to like the cooking, and then the being like, like the respectable way, and then even the French way, like the cooking and the cleaning, the having the culture, that cultural background, I feel like has a lot to do with women and the way that we are. I feel like, and this is like, I don't know if this is accurate to say or not, but a lot of American women that I know aren't the same way with their men that I've seen, because they don't have that background where they're going to be like, they were taught and raised and saw it for themselves with their family, with their moms, with their dads. Yep. But that's how you're supposed to act. That's how you're supposed to be. And that's just what you grew up with and what you grew up in. When you grow up in that, it's a norm. You're normal. It's like that's exactly like what you're supposed to do in your eyes. You know what I'm saying? So me, if I ever saw like something different, I'd be like, what's going on? This is out of the norm. Like, this is not normal. You know?
Well, I feel like the guys in Western culture, like they're not getting like what women are supposed to be offering, which is redundant, because we already know the most popular enigma is, what do women bring to the table? What do women contribute to dating? Well, here's the thing, that should be easy to answer, but in the West it's really difficult to answer, because and I know Kevin Samuels has said this many times, that men already know, for the most part, what's expected of them in marriage. They still have to be providers. They still have to be, protectors. They still have to, they pretty much know what their list is. Yeah. Whereas the women, it's just like, there's no like pre-decided, understood list of expectations. And I see that in the dating pool like a motherfucker, because it's like, I don't just look at the person. I always look at the parents. Like, even when a dude is acting up, the first thing that goes through my mind is, where's your daddy, nigga? That's the first thing that goes through my mind is, nigga, where the fuck is your daddy? You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you acting like this? Why are you saying the shit that you're saying? Why are you making these comments? You know what I'm saying? Why are you acting like a punk bitch? You see what I'm saying? Where's your father? Where's your dad? How did this happen? So it's the same thing with women. And when I'm investigating, I'm looking at the family structure, it always makes sense. It's like, okay, so you were raised by your stepfather, and it's like your stepfather was a super simp. He did all these things for your mother, and he never gave any expectation. He never made any demands. Your mother didn't have to do anything. All she had to do is tolerate him. All she had to do was accept and tolerate him. So now, as a result of that, in a relationship with a real nigga, this chick is over here thinking that she doesn't have to do anything, and she doesn't have to do what she's told. She doesn't have to follow the program or anything. She just thinks like, I'm supposed to come in here and provide and do all of this shit that a man's supposed to do. And she's gonna bask in the fact that I'm a better caliber of the dudes that she's experienced in the past, not realizing that you would have to bring more to my table than you brought to all those other guys too, stupid. You're like, come on, like those guys allowed you to just bring your looks and your vagina, and your mother just brought her looks and her used up vagina because she came to your stepfather having already had children and rejecting him the entire time he was pursuing her until she needed him and she couldn't attract any other guys. Now she's like, okay, you can have me now. So of course she's not going to do anything because he already was beneath her, just waiting on her value to drop low enough that he can now afford her. But you're bringing that same mentality and that same dynamic into this relationship. And it's like, I'm not your father that left your mom, and I'm not your pushover of a stepfather. I'm neither. So you're not going to bring the resentment you have for your bad boy father that left your mother, and you're also not going to bring that lack of respect, and cooperation that your mother brought to your punk ass stepfather. I'm neither of these men, and I'm not any of your punk ass exes either. And it's just like the woman is like, I've actually had women tell me that they can't do what I'm asking. Like they can't. Like they don't even know how. They don't even know what that looks like. And at that point, I realized, do I even have the time or the energy to teach you how to be a fucking woman? Like I don't have time for this shit. So it's like, now I gotta find a woman that was already made that way. And this is what I try to tell guys all the time. Stop wasting time trying to do all this intricate shit to get a response out of a woman that she's not even suited to give. Like you're over here asking me for some kind of magic spell or, some type of cheat code, or how do I get her to, it's like, bro, she's not that value of a woman. She's not that caliber of a woman. She's not that. That's not her. She wasn't raised that way. So it's not even a matter of what you're not doing right, even though there's a gang of shit you're not doing right, but you're also expecting someone to do something that's out of their character, that's out of their upbringing. So you need to be the dude that can cover all of his bases and check all his boxes, and then go find a girl that can do the same on the feminine tip. And both sides are suffering dramatically. Both guys and girls really have no idea how they're supposed to be behaving in a relationship. And guys might understand, yeah, I need to pay you the bills, and yeah, I need to pay for stuff, but that's the extent of what they understand. That's it. They don't understand what else. They don't know how to handle another dude when he's hitting on their girl. You see what I'm trying, you know what I'm saying? They don't know how to handle guys when they're looking at their girl in public, when they're with her. They don't know how to handle when guys are jumping in a girl's DM. They don't, you see what I'm trying to say? They don't know how to handle making decisions for the household or for the relationship. They're lost on all these other social requirements and behaviors. The only thing they understand is when it's time to pay for stuff, I reach for my wallet.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all they get. And they don't realize how you're supposed to be engaging with her and demanding from her in exchange for that. So I keep telling guys, the problem isn't that you're taking the girl out. The problem isn't that you're treating the girl well. The problem is you're not making an exchange. You're not making an understood communication. What's the exchange of goods? That's the problem. You're giving her something of value, but you're not establishing its value nor what you want in exchange. So that's like me going to the store to buy something, but I don't tell them what it is that I want to buy, yet I give them the money. Imagine that. Imagine going in a sneaker store and giving them money for a pair of sneakers, but not telling them what shoes I want, not telling them what size I want, not telling them what color I want, and then acting upset when they have no fucking idea what they're supposed to be giving me for the money that I've given them that they've already taken from me. It's retarded. So, I keep telling guys, stop giving women stuff, stop doing stuff for women until you decide what it is that you want in exchange for that, and you communicate it to her and get her to agree to it. Like, stop doing shit for women and not telling them, listen, I can do this, but I want this from you. And the woman says, okay, I can do that, or I can give you that, or whatever the case may be. And I get it. That sounds like prostitution, but guess what? Women think like prostitution. That's how women think. That's how their mind works. This in exchange for that. And these guys keep giving these women something for nothing and then getting upset when they get nothing. I don't know why Phil is in here talking about, let's talk about 6ix9ine. Dude, I've met 6ix9ine and I don't want to talk about 6ix9ine. 6ix9ine is not relevant to anything going on in my life or on my podcast. Why don't you just type in 6'9" and watch content about 6'9". What? Let's talk about free refills at Taco Bell. Let's talk about... Oh, okay, yeah, this guy's like trolling or something. Is that what this guy's doing? Let's talk about Suge Knight. You got some weird people online, bro. This shit is so strange. And now is when some moderators would be useful to like block and delete this type of dumb shit. Alright, well anyway guys, I don't know what happened to her feed. It dropped out again. But I'm getting hungry, so I'm about to go get something to eat. Yeah, you know, BTC, I was thinking the same thing when she said she could cook, but then I was like, I don't want to ask her that, because then it seems like I'm trying to like tell her to make something for me. That's kind of disrespectful to her man, so I didn't want to be like, oh, you good at cooking? I want to try your acne and saltfish. That's a little, you know, a little disrespectful, you know. Because, you know, I met the dude, so that just would seem weird. Shout out to the Gray Pill Podcast. Crystal Torres is in Texas. I'm going to be out there soon. I just got to figure the dates out. I might end up going to ATL first, but I'm definitely going to ATL and Texas soon. Every time I talk to people, they be saying it's cold, and I don't like the cold, so I ain't trying to fuck with it till it get a little bit warmer. The Liberty Sports Cars says that level of discipline is inspiring. Tap into that, and you can do anything. Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you guys, you guys got to start challenging yourselves. That's another thing that's very healthy as a man. Start challenging yourself to shit just because you want to challenge yourself. Nobody's making you do it. Nobody's forcing you to do it. Like, it's kind of like, I remember I used to work at a car wash, not because I like needed car wash money, but because I was selling dope and it was an awesome cover. And I remember like being at the car wash reading books every day, and I remember the dumbass dudes that I was working with constantly asking me, what you reading that book for? You studying for class, son? You go, I thought you ain't in school. Why you reading that book for? I just be thinking to myself, you ignorant ass country bama ass nigga. Why does somebody have to be forcing me to read a book? Why does it have to be to pass a course or because I'm in school? Why can't I read a book because I want to, you know, learn information? It's unbelievable, bro. It's like when guys be looking incredible in the gym and people be like, yo, you gonna compete? You competing? And guys be like, nah, you should compete. You should, yo, you're not getting ready for, why are you dieting so hard if you're not gonna compete? It's like, maybe he's just challenging himself. He just wants to see how good he can be at something. Why does it have to be for something or someone else? Why can't you give up bad habits for yourself? Why can't you build something positive for yourself? Why can't you challenge yourself for yourself? And I notice guys will get up early in the morning because they have to go to work, but they won't get up early in the morning for themselves. Okay, guys will stop using a drug or something to pass a drug test, but they won't do it for themselves. Guys will wear a suit to go to a business interview or to go to court, but you won't wear a suit for yourself. So you guys need to start doing things for yourself. I think that's a very healthy mindset to have, to do challenging things and higher level things simply for you. So what up to Chardum? Well, there are second chances, bro. There's just no second first impressions. That's what that is. Did Laura shut down a lot of men who shot their shots when she was single? Yeah, I remember she saying something like that on the first interview. So, I mean, I would imagine, you know, she's good looking, light skin, got a big booty. That happens, you know. That 304 over there. Yeah, bro. I was like, I have to learn the lingo, man. What's fresh cells? That's a new one? Fresh cells? Not incels, fresh cells? Fresh, the only dude I ever seen to get played while approaching a chick with a Lamborghini next to him. I didn't even know that happened. Where did that happen at? I'm not surprised. I mean, I've seen it. My ex used to turn dudes down in Bentleys and all kind of shit all the time. And I thought to myself, well, that's how I know I got a good woman. Because these rich niggas can't take her from me. These rappers can't take her from me. These NBA players can't take her from me. And I'm sorry, bro. That says a lot. That says a lot. Especially nowadays. Good Lord, man. If you can find a girl that's not going to leave you for a rich nigga. And these are dudes that were trying to wife her. It's not even like they were just trying to smash. They were professing their love for her. And all kind of shit. The quality contrast is definitely noticeable since the homie left. Yeah, I mean, listen, it is what it is, bro. Those guys are making a ton of money, and that's their goal. That's their priority. So they're doing what they're doing. As long as I'm helping men in large numbers, then I'm doing what I set out to do. So we could both do what we set out to do. You know, it's just one is gonna be more righteously fulfilling than the other. That's all. I mean, money is great and all, but there's a lot of miserable motherfuckers that are rich. There's a lot of miserable dudes that are, self-deleting themselves and all kind of stuff. There's a lot of lonely dudes that are rich. And I see those dudes sizing up to be some rich, lonely motherfuckers. That's what I see happening. So, yeah, real talk. Yeah, that's true, dude. Tinder now does seem like I can't say that it's all dumpster women. And it's not that I think the quality of women on Tinder is less now. I think the range of women that are on Tinder is more now. So you have a lot of garbage ass women that's like, who the hell is swiping on this? And then you got a lot of baddies that are on there. It's like you couldn't possibly need Tinder to find a valid date. So why are you on here? So I think the problem with Tinder now is that there's just so many women on there for multiple agendas and reasons. Whereas when Tinder first came out, it was legit girls trying to like meet guys, like to see them in, like to actually meet up with them. That part I think is really missing from Tinder now, that women have so many different reasons why they might possibly be on it. I think the first year that Tinder came out, every chick that was on there was 100% trying to actually meet guys in person from the app. Shout out to Emmanuel for the $10 super chat. Dude, I respect the time and you putting in. I'm booking a consult soon. Yeah, I appreciate that, Emmanuel. I look at every consult as an opportunity to help another man. So, I mean, that's what drives me. That's the fuel. That's what I'm looking for. So, matter of fact, I do want to mention the 100-day get shredded challenge. I'm trying to get as many guys in there as possible because I already know how it's gonna go down. Guys are gonna get great results, and I'm gonna have a bunch of dudes in here with the woulda, shoulda, coulda shit. So, come on, guys, let's try to prevent that. I charge $1,000 a month to train clients remotely. So for $1 a day, that's $30 a month. So you're getting $1,000 value for $30, and on top of that, you're getting to become part of a community and part of a group that's going to be pushing each other, motivating each other, holding each other accountable, and basically doing it and experiencing it as a group, which a lot of you guys need to stay focused, stay motivated, stay committed, is feeling that you're doing it with other guys and you're not just like all alone with this shit. You're gonna fall off the horse. So again, like I said, I came up with this not to like try to make money. I came with it to try to give as much value as possible, and that's what it is. It would be a huge amount of value. What the fuck is going on with my? I don't know what the. Oh well, I guess the camera ran out of battery. So yeah, so I got one camera angle down, guys. The battery done died on me. I just two live streams back to back. Stefan says, Allende is a living legend. Well, I damn sure am working on it because my grandfather left a legacy, and I'm trying to die knowing that I changed a lot of lives. Facts. What else we got in here? Tinder is wild, LOL, I can confirm. Yeah, I mean, I've had a lot of good experiences with girls off of Tinder, I can't lie. But that first year, bro, that first year really blew my mind because the girls were like so, I mean, man, it was so hot, but it was so secretive. I felt like nobody knew. It was just, at least that's how I felt in the beginning because it's like hardly anybody even heard of Tinder. So I just felt like, wow, this is such a unique, special little thing, and the women were so much fun, and it was just interesting. But yes, I don't get that same experience with it anymore unless I travel. I don't know. I haven't had good experiences with women on Tinder that are local in a while. But then again, I haven't really been on it. I don't know. But I know Miami. Like, I know people in Miami. It's just weird. Like, for me to get on Tinder in Miami, it's weird because I'll see the same girls that I'll see on Instagram anyway, or the same girls that I will see out and about. So it's just like, what the fuck? Like, I don't need Tinder to see or meet these girls. It looks like there's another $10 super chat from Emmanuel. Will there be a link to sign up for the Shredded Challenge? Well, just email me, bro. Just email me the same, and I'm trying to orchestrate it so that we can all get started at the same time. And ideally, I want to start it on the 1st, but I need guys to sign up, pay the entry fee, and jump in on the group chat ahead of time because I want it to be organized. So it's not that I'm not going to let guys come in late. It's just I want as many guys as possible to start together. Like, it's the whole point is to go through the process together, start to finish. And the part that I probably left out is that ultimately my goal for myself is to just enter a bodybuilding competition at the end of the 100 days. So that way I can represent, authentic alphas. I can motivate guys, by doing. Also, I can introduce my channel to the world and the sport of bodybuilding, as it's important to me. It's something I'm passionate about, but I haven't been able to share it with the channel. Like, I don't share bodybuilding with you guys. So I thought that would be a really fun, interactive way to introduce bodybuilding to you guys and what I have to go through, what we gotta eat, how we gotta diet, how we gotta sleep, how we gotta train, how focused we gotta be. Might have to give up some butt, which I'm already doing, so the celibate part is gonna be easy or whatever. But then also, of course, I'll be vlogging the whole experience when it comes to the actual competition week. So I'm definitely not gonna compete locally. Like, I would never do that to you guys. I'm gonna make it as interesting as possible. So I'm either gonna be in a major city or a major city in another country. So I haven't competed in Mexico in a while, and they love me out there. Like, they really want to see me back on stage there. I got actually a pretty nice fan base. Well, I did before my Instagram was fucking hacked. But anyhow, the chicos love me in Mexico, so do the ladies. So if I don't compete in Mexico, ideally Hawaii would be where I would like to compete. Not that I have to do Hawaii in 100 days because I don't even know if there's a show there in that time frame. So a lot of it's going to have to do with timing, guys. So 3 months from now or 110 days from now, I would have to see what shows are being held. And then I guess maybe we can do some type of vote. I'll do a live stream maybe and kind of interact with you guys and see what city you guys would like to see me go to. And then what I'll do is I'll go to that city 10 days before the show, because I don't show up to bodybuilding competitions like a few days before. Fuck that. I need to be in the city at least a week or more before the competition to get acclimated, get comfortable with the food that's there, get comfortable with the water. Like, my body needs to be familiar with what's going on there. So leading into the show, there's not any like weird changes. Like, trust me, even the water, because water's not the same everywhere you go. Whatever's in the food isn't going to be the same. Everything's different. That's like, for example, the reason why New York pizza is so good is because of the water that they make the dough with. And when you go to restaurants that aren't in New York but somehow have very New York pizza, it's legit because they buy water from New York. They have water shipped from New York, tap water shipped from New York to make their dough so that the pizza can still have that authentic New York pizza taste. That's just a little fun fact for you guys. But it also gives you an example of how much something as simple as water is different in different places. So anyhow, I'm just saying that because that's why I like to be somewhere a good week or more before the competition. Also, flying on a plane does all kind of chemical changes to your body. It has you retaining water differently. Your cortisol levels will be different, all kind of shit. So when you fly into a city like only a few days before the show, a lot of your body chemistry will be off because of the flight alone. So anyhow, whatever city I decide to compete in, I'll be there, like I said, about 10 days before the show, maybe even 2 weeks before the show, so I could interview women there. I could see what the hot spots are there, what the tourist attractions are there, get to know that city and vlog that and share that experience with you guys. And then the competition itself is going to be dope to cover, because if I do a big enough show, the men, the women, the categories aren't going to be on the same day, so it might be a 3-day event, and now I can interview a bunch of really hot bikini girls, all the girls that come to support them. You can see girls off season, you can see girls about to get on stage, you can see girls that won. I can interview the winners. We can have a whole lot of fun with it. I can show and explain to you the differences between all the categories. which becomes interesting once you understand them. I can interview judges. You can start seeing what the criteria is, what people are looking for on stage. This will be a really fun experience. Then also, we don't know what major pros are going to show up. So, for you guys that are somewhat familiar with bodybuilding, Cedric McMullen just passed not too long ago. He's a dude I had the opportunity to meet a few times. I actually painted him a sick-ass portrait. He signed it. Damn, I didn't even think about that. I wonder what that would be worth now. Ugh. I hate to even admit that thought just came to my mind. Like, the man died, and that is something that the bodybuilding community is mourning. But on a business tip, I do have a portrait of him that's signed. So, that's wow. That might be worth a pretty penny right now. Also, Big Ramy signed a portrait, and Big Ramy is currently Mr. Olympia, so that might have added some value to it. Brandon Curry signed one in this, might have some valuable artwork in the stash. So guys, so if you're interested in burning fat, getting in the best shape of your life, making the most progress one could make in 100 days, get in the damn email, join the fucking group. It's $100 for 100 days, $1 a day. You can't beat it. I guarantee you the next one will be at least double in price, which is still a steal. But I'm trying to get guys in shape on my channel, because there's a lot of guys selling bullshit fitness advice, and I don't like it. That's one of the issues I have with these other dudes over here, copy and pasting, selling guys a bunch of bullshit that doesn't do anything, and then having the nerve to put the word fit in their damn podcast like that's even a priority over there. So I like to show and not tell, so I need you guys to help me help you, so that we can be actually be a community and a tribe that's actually getting fucking results with women, fitness, finances, networking, the whole 9 yards. I got a guy coming on actually that's an expert in networking. He's coming on Wednesday. I got my guy that's leaving on Tuesday, so I'm trying to get an interview with a longtime friend of mine, all natural bodybuilder. He's a champion all natural bodybuilder. He's been doing it for over 15 years. He's actually in town, and I want to get a hold of him before he goes back to Texas. He coached me my first few years and got phenomenal results with him. So I want him to come on and talk to you guys about fitness and give you a bunch of tips and value. He really knows his shit. Shout out to Liberty Sports Cards again with the $10 super chats. Let's get it. Emmanuel. You got two ready to go, bro. Yeah, can you guys please email me, both of you guys, Liberty Sports and Emmanuel. Can you please jump in the email so I can get you guys on the list? The email's in the description as always. Laura, that soft smile and listening skills is definitely gonna get you a ring from your boyfriend if you keep it up. Yeah, I don't think that dude's gonna let her go anytime soon. I think he knows what he got. A lot of status isn't transferable. 98% of girls that have had sex with Future have benefited zero from his status. You got a good head on your shoulders. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Some girls are smart enough to know that just because a guy has status or money or whatever doesn't mean anything. In fact, a lot of girls are actually insulted by guys that try to fuck them because of their status and material wealth. That's one thing I loved about my first fiance, is that she was furious that rappers like Jim Jones and basketball players like Carmelo Anthony used to think that they're gonna smash just because they're rich and famous or whatever. It's dude, that's an insult to quality women. Matter of fact, I want you guys to take note of what I just said. See how the manosphere keeps telling you that women only go for tall guys, women only go for rich guys, women only go for guys with blue checks and blah, blah. Bro, let me tell you something. Those guys trying to smash is an insult to quality women. Quality women find that insulting because they think that you're trying to reduce them to the level of groupies and gold diggers, which in their mind are promiscuous, low-quality women. So that's why it pisses them off so much, because they're like, motherfucker, you didn't recognize? I'm a quality woman. I'm a lady. I'm a classy woman. You think that you're entitled to sex with me just because you have money or you have a blue check or you have status? How dare you come at me like I'm one of these thoughts? So what I'm trying to tell you guys is when the manosphere, whoever tells you that this is how women are, bro, that's how low quality women are. In which case, why would you even care? Why would you even care? That's low quality women anyway. So, bro, it's funny, bro. Like, do I look like a simp to you? What I'm trying to tell you guys is, if you feed into that negative energy and a negative perspective, that's all you're gonna see. That's all you're gonna attract. That's all you're gonna notice. But if you can step away from that and keep a neutral observation, and then start to determine and decide for yourself what are the qualities that you want, what's going to happen is not only are you going to start to only notice women that possess those qualities in that combination, but you're also going to start to manifest it towards yourself. Laura resisted Fresh's game. How on earth is that possible? Well, it wasn't Fresh, it was Myron. Oh God, I know that's sarcasm though. Laura has one Jamaican whistler wife already. You might as well join the party. Oh my God. Yeah, it's just crazy, bro. And I mean, that's something that I noticed too, bro. Like, see, like, for example, if I want quality women to come on the podcast, I'll give you guys another example real quick. When I ask women to come on the podcast, right? You know what's one of the quickest telltale signs from a woman of quality and a woman of low quality? The quality women always ask, what are the topics going to be? What are we going to discuss? I want to know what I'm getting into. I want to know what to expect. I want to know, should I bring some research? Should I bring some notes? What do I need to look into? Real shit. And the low quality women, they either don't ask any questions at all, or they only care about the subs and the views. I'm just saying, guys. I'm just saying. And you're talking to some man that's booked over 200 girls now for podcasts, right? So what I'm saying is I've done the research, I've done the math, so I can kind of see how they respond and what their response means. And I also noticed that majority of the women who are like, oh no, I'm not going to any podcast because of what these guys said or whatever, those actually tend to be low quality women too, because those are the ones that are so triggered and so like, insecure and so self-conscious about being talked to like that or being treated like that, because a lot of what's being said is true. The women who those type of comments aren't true, a lot of times they'll be more willing to discuss it and allow me to at least explain where I'm coming from, what I'm interested in talking about, and what I want to know, and what I'm going to say, and how they're going to be treated. They're at least open to the discussion, because they're not, if they're precautious about it, it's not because they're triggered, because they're insecure about it, because it's accurate criticism. It's because they're like, oh, those guys are assholes. Oh wait, so you're not one of those guys. Oh, okay. So it's going to be like, okay, cool. But the women who are thoughts, who are, whatever you guys are putting in the comment that could be offensive, those women are like, no, I don't want to hear it. Yeah, you don't want to hear it, bitch, because it's true. So, that is what it is too. And you guys know that I'm going to keep it real regardless. I don't give two shits about that. I'm going to be, I'm going to try to be respectful and considerate, but I'm still going to say the shit that I want to say. I'll tell a bitch to her face, you're 28, you're about to be 30, stop playing. You're going to hit the wall. I'll tell her straight up, you're going to hit the wall. But I'm not going to devalue her or, be disrespectful, unnecessarily. I'm not resentful. Oh, you saw Finesse's music on Fresh and Fit recently? I was like, that's Professor Quatta's New Year's talent. Oh wow, I didn't know Finesse was on Fresh and Fit. That's interesting. I gotta call her or text her. Yeah, I mean Finesse, like, she be in and out of Miami. To be honest with you, I wasn't really too pressed to get her back on. She is funny though. She is funny as shit. But actually, between you and me and everybody watching, and everybody's gonna watch it on the replay, I've actually seen Finesse since I interviewed her, so it's not like I haven't been in communication with her. So yeah, maybe we'll get her back on. Does she see a lot of? I don't really think that's either here nor there with the profession that she's doing. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, listen. Like I said, you're trying to get ripped. If you're trying to get ripped, email me. Get in there with these guys, and let's get shredded. I wanna have a bunch of guys getting abs in 100 days. Every 10 days, I'm gonna post update pictures of guys. If you don't want your face in it, that's fine. We'll cut you from the collarbone down. Get you in the usual suspects lineup, and we're gonna keep the motivation for gains strong. All right, because it's not just about how much of a difference it's gonna make with other people. It's about how much of a difference it's gonna make about how you feel about yourself. Because once you realize how much self-discipline you're capable of, it's gonna change your perspective in all areas of life. That's one thing Arnold Schwarzenegger said that was so true. Bodybuilding isn't for everyone, but bodybuilding can teach, everyone something. You know what I mean? It's like what he's trying to say is the core principles of bodybuilding is going to be effective for everybody in life, whether you want to lift weights or not. Just the concepts, you know what I mean, of being determined, being self-disciplined, and being focused and consistent. Those values are going to work for you in any area in life. I mean, real shit. I tell people all the time. Self-discipline is the basis of all success. Doesn't matter what you're trying to do. Self-discipline is like the foundation. You have to be self-disciplined. And then consistency and all that other stuff comes in on top of it. Ben Joe says, I didn't expect a back-to-back interview. Yeah, see what happened with that is that when I invite people on, sometimes the days might overlap that they say they're available. And then sometimes people don't confirm right away. So I'm kind of like, I don't know which one of these 3 people I'm going to have on this particular day. And then what happens now if they all, want to come on that day, then I kind of feel bad if I'm going to jerk people around and fuck the schedule up. So, I figure, fuck it. We just got to let it rip. Okay, you said the email. Okay, cool. I'm going to check for that. So how long have you been single? I don't know, Crystal. You asking me out? You trying to do something? Do you qualify? Or email me, Crystal. Crystal might be cute. She's red pill aware, so we don't know. Maybe we got something in common, Crystal. How old are you? Have you hit the wall? What's going on, Crystal? Oh my God. No, you know what? I went to see my chick today. So I don't know, bro. We're like separated, and I think that it's I think it's time for me to stop trying to be overly compassionate, Yeah, damn right, Crystal. It's you versus you. I mean, listen. Like I said, for me, I was able to see other women whenever I wanted, or bring other women into the relationship, or whatever. But I have a different, type of understanding of commitment and what I want to do. And, my girl she just, I don't know, bro. I have to kind of start doing what's best for me. And I think a lot of guys just have to accept that at some point in time, is that you might have so much to offer that you might deserve a lot more than you're settling for, and you're trying to be a good person, you're trying to maintain that continuity, but being a hard value dude is hard, bro. It's hard. So yeah, my value system has been in place for a long time. The value system is already there. The values have been there. What happens now if a nigga get rich? You know what I mean? And if you're constantly trying to tell a chick, listen, I need you to do everything to the T. You can't leave any cracks in this shit. You gotta cross every T. You gotta dot every I, mama, because listen, I got the leverage here. So I'm trying really hard to stay in it with you, but the moment that you make it too hard for me for too long, and I feel like I need to replace you, here's the thing. I could just let you go. And I could take my time replacing you. See, the thing is, a woman isn't like income, okay? When you're like, when you're entertaining another career choice, or you might want to change your job and work for someone else, or whatever, you kind of gotta like keep your job until you secure the other job because you need the income. Women ain't like that, bro. You can part ways with the woman and you can take your time before you get into another relationship. I'm not saying that you always have to, but I'm saying you don't have to not. A lot of guys act like they gotta go from one relationship to another. You ain't gotta do that shit. Women might need to do that shit. Women might need the support. Women might need the money and the provision or whatever the fuck. If they're not extracting it from the last guy. But men, you do not need to jump right back into it again. Don't get me wrong, if you already had some prospects and you already got something better. Like you already had something better. That's cool too. I've been there. Or if for whatever reason you meet somebody really quickly that's high quality and it does check out and you did vet her and everything like that, if you're emotionally sound and ready to go and you're not jumping into it for the wrong reasons, you got your head on, you're thinking clearly, you could do that too. But in my case, it's like, bro, I don't need a bitch, bro. I'm sorry, I really don't. I wish a woman would be so useful to me that I feel like I need her. I wish a woman could convince me that I needed her. Like literally, without her, I'm not doing as well. But a lot of times, when you don't have the woman anymore, you start doing better. It's like you have more focus, you have more time. You can keep 100% of your attention on what you need to be doing. Because she might have had a slight error of a distraction, or she might have been a huge distraction. So, yeah, I don't feel like I need it right now. I don't feel like it's allowing me to give 100%. I feel like I'm giving 90% to my channel right now. Okay, and I feel like I need that other 10% too. Like, what the fuck? I need that too. So that's what's going on with that, and yeah, man, I don't mind paying alimony and shit like that. Like, I don't mind paying a bitch to get the fuck out of my life, if that makes any sense. I don't mind doing that either, because I like to keep my word regardless. If I said I was going to take care of certain things, I'm going to take care of those things regardless, whether I'm still with the chick or not. So, I've been saying no to a lot of pussy lately, and I'm just like, I need a trip, bro. I need to take a trip and see what's up with some foreign women, you know what I mean, guys? So I'm trying to figure the Brazil thing out because I don't want nobody poking me in the arm with nothing. So I'm trying to figure Brazil out because I heard there's guys that's pulling that off. So if I could pull that off, I'm definitely going to be doing Brazil. If not, we're probably going to do like Mexico, Chile. I think one of my guys is in Panama, so we might talk about Panama. I'm trying to convince Grover to do Thailand. He's trying to convince me to do the Philippines. So maybe you guys need to weigh in. What would you rather see? Authentic alphas in Thailand or authentic alphas in the Philippines? But I'll tell you right now, if I know myself, I'm going to do both. So I guess the question is, in what order? Would you like to see Thailand first or Panama first? You guys let me know. Yeah, man, let me tell you something. It's not even so much about hard to find a woman that's on the same path. It's hard to find a woman that's willing to 100% get on your path. These women do not want 100% trust a dude, and I get it. Trust me, I get it. It just ain't gonna work for me otherwise. That's the thing. Like, I understand where they're coming from. I'm not mad at no chicks for their decisions. It's just, all right, if everything that I've told you has checked out, if everything I told you will happen has happened, if everything I told you, has always been the truth, then that's on you for not, trusting my credibility. If I'm asking a woman, hey, when have I led you wrong? When have I been wrong? Or, when have I dropped the ball? And you can't give me an example, then it's like, yo, you're just not thinking smart then, because my credibility is there. You know what I mean? That's like going to a bank for a loan and you've already borrowed money from them before and you've paid back all the money on time and you're like, why you don't want to give me another loan? The bank is like, we don't trust you, nigga. They're like, what you mean you don't trust me? I've paid you on time every time and you've gotten all your money back from all the other loans and now you're over here denying me a loan. That doesn't make any damn sense. And the bank is like, well, we don't trust you. We want to raise the interest rate now. You're like, all right, I'm going to go to another bank. See how that works? So Yeah, no. It's definitely, Brazil is definitely on the list of places that you need it. But like I said, I know guys who have gone without it. Shh, I'm making it hot. So it's so it's possible. All right, I just got to figure out how I can do it. Um, no, I'm not worried about that, Sean Simpson. Yeah, I'm not worried about that. To be honest with you, like half of the guys. Let me tell you something, all right? And I'm not trying to name drop right now, but let me tell you something, okay? Dallas MacArthur. I knew Dallas a little bit, all right? We've had many conversations. I've seen him on a few occasions, right? Let's just say I wasn't surprised, all right? The Bull, George, again. I was familiar enough with him to say I wasn't surprised. Okay. Cedric, again. I knew him enough to say I'm not surprised. So, yeah, I get it. From the outside looking in, it seems like, oh my God, these bodybuilders are passing away. Bodybuilding is so dangerous. And it's like, if you're in the bodybuilding community and you know dozens and dozens of high-level bodybuilders, then the percentage doesn't seem the same. Also, when you personally have met these guys and gotten to know these guys, you start understanding there's a certain type of personality, there's a certain type of obsession to where these guys are at a lot higher risk for these type of things, right? So all I'm saying is for people who aren't personally familiar with these people, it just seems like, oh my God, if you're bodybuilding, then this is gonna happen to you. This is what's happening to bodybuilders. It's like, no, it's not. It's not that. It's the personality. It's the obsession. It's the way that particular bodybuilder is going about it. And even with like Sean Roden, I didn't get an opportunity to meet Sean, which really sucks because that's somebody I really wanted to talk to and get to know. Because Sean is like Jamaican, and when I look at Sean Roden, I'm just like, damn, bro, what you've done for Jamaica, hush hush. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people don't realize like how much that means. Like even in Jamaica, they didn't really embrace it as much as they should have, in my opinion. Because you have to think about this for a second. Okay, you got Bob Marley. So it's like the greatest reggae artist ever of all time. Okay, and like you can't argue that because I'm not talking about sold the most albums. I'm not talking about made the most money or anything like that. I'm talking about influence. If you think about this for a second, Bob Marley has touched every corner of the planet, of Earth, right? Every corner of Earth, Bob Marley has touched and influenced. And there are many upon many generations that have become Bob Marley fans long after he's died. That means that hands down, Bob Marley is the most influential reggae artist of all time. Now, reggae music also does not only come from Jamaica anymore and for many years. So it's safe to say that the best in the world came from Jamaica at one point. Done. End quote. Now, let's look at running. Usain Bolt. He's been the best in the world more than once. He's also from Jamaica. That's it. End quote. That means at one point in time, the best runner in the world was from Jamaica. Okay, now, you look at Sean Roden. Sean Roden not only won the Olympia, but he was the only man to dethrone Phil Heath, who had won like consecutively at that time. So he was 7-time champion at that time. That means for 7 years straight, nobody could beat Phil Heath, but the person that dethroned him was another yardman by the name of Sean Roden. So that means in bodybuilding, the best in the world at one point in time came from Jamaica. So what I'm trying to say is it means a lot to me when the best in the world at something came from Jamaica at any point in time, because Jamaica is a tiny ass island. It's tiny, okay? Tiny. So for the best in the world at something to come from Jamaica, I'm sorry, it just means a lot when you look at the land versus the population. the land mass versus the population. It's amazing that the best in the world at something could have came from there. That's all I'm saying. So, anyhow, that's how I feel about Sean Roden, and I'm really upset that I never got to meet the man, because I just think it would have been a historical moment for me in my life. So yeah, anyhow, as far as bodybuilding is concerned, bro, it's not so much the sport of bodybuilding that's taking these guys early. If these guys were NASCAR drivers or something like that, trust me, they would have been so competitive at that they might have ended up, taking some risks that was too much of a risk. All right. So all I'm saying is Dallas McCarver was like the hugest dude, and there's a reason why. It's not because he was doing what everyone else in bodybuilding was doing. It's because he was doing more than what everybody else in bodybuilding was doing, right? So we have to keep that in mind, and we have to know our limitations in whatever we do. It's not a bodybuilding thing. It's an obsession thing, and it's a passing that threshold of what's manageable and what's safe. So I want to just make that clear, Sean, because I think a lot of people are making that misconception that it's like bodybuilding that's killing these guys. No. It's their obsession, and that can take place in any area of life. You could be an undercover cop that's obsessed, and you end up getting gunned down on an undercover sting because you was pushing that far past what was safe or manageable. It is what it is, guys. We have to know how to risk manage is what I'm trying to say. Yes, we want to be the best, but there is a point where you are doing too much. And as for me personally, trust me, I love bodybuilding, but I'm not pushing it to the limit. All right, so on that note, I'm gonna get out of here because it's definitely time for me to eat. I've already pushed my fast to the limit. It's 1 a.m. It's probably the latest I've ever streamed to. So thank you for the guys that joined me on this Easter. I'll probably put out my Easter video tomorrow. It's late as shit, but it's important. The Most High has moved me to make it. I think it's important to reiterate that message about these pagan holidays and why we need to stay the hell away from them. All right, guys. I'm out of here. I'll see you on the next one. Email me for the consults. Email me for special requests. Email me to get on that damn Get Shredded challenge. All right? I'm out of here. Peace.